Alright. Major disclaimer. Because literally nobody knows what Micah was thinking. This event is not in order. So if you are watching this and you have not played through Deep Oblivion with Robella and UMP45, or RO6935, sorry, and UMP45, whatever. Do not watch this. I'm only playing this because I don't know how long it'll take for Micah to put back in this event into the main storyline or even in the past events tab. For all we could know, they could forget about it. Even though that this literally comes right after Deep Oblivion, or DO as people call it. So, I'm playing it for documentation, I will be narrating it, but if you do not want to view the timeline out of order, please skip this video. This is your last warning. I'm not joking. That is all. All right. No, pull for Lind, because I do want Miss AA12 over here. Alright. The show on the road. Again, this is your final spoiler warning. If you do have... sorry. If you have not played Deep Oblivion, do not watch this video. Unless you don't care. Alright, let's begin. In the green zone, on the outskirts of Satellite City KYI-09, a light mist hangs over the Mansion District. Frostfall Squad is performing a battlefield cleanup under Jongjo's supervision. Their tactical boots crunch on mechanical parts scattered on the grassy lawn. Oh shit, it's Cheetah. I don't know how to voice her. I'm just gonna say the regular stuff. Wow, this place is huge, and it's got a swimming pool too. No wonder they had to buy so many guard robots. Is everyone living in the Mansion District this rich? It doesn't matter how rich they are. It's not like we'll end up making the same kind of money. They finally got a security assignment after so long, and in the end, we're just facing a bunch of domestic robots. I could have cleared them out by myself. Lynn, Cheetah, don't complain. Chongjo opens her day planner and checks each item and number on it, line by line. There's 10 minutes until the mission deadline. Looks like our tactical planning still has room for improvement. Give me a sit rep on your respective areas, starting from Tololo. Roger. 6 mechanical units eliminated in Area A. Motive core fragment clearance complete. Area B is all cleaned up. Easy, since this genius was around. Area C is fine, of course. But has Griffin really been reduced to doing yard work for rich people now? Feels like we're providing after-sales service or something. It's true that this wasn't explicitly requested in our contract, but since our mission takes place in the residential area, it would only make sense that we would handle cleanup duties here. In addition, I believe that attention to details like this demonstrates our commitment to providing good service, which will affect our future clients' willingness to hire us. Well, I hope our employers will appreciate your attention to detail, leader. That would keep our numbers from being so dismal. I know, right? Seeing as how we perform so well and so efficiently and even have a genius like me backing everyone up, not hiring us is their loss. If we count on being blown up by those little explosive gadgets of yours as a loss, then they're definitely winning big. But what are you talking about? It was only 1 or 2 times. I mean, a few times at most. Looks like we found the reason why people are hiring us less often, leader. Cheetah? Oh, don't listen to Lynn. She doesn't know what she's talking about. My inventions are fairly reliable under most circumstances. Annoyed, Cheetah spreads her arms in protest. Sunlight streams from behind them and reflects faintly off something on the lawn with a golden gleam. Tololo pauses as she spots the reflection. Tololo? What's wrong? There's something in the grass. She bends down and retrieves an ID card from under the wreckage of a robot. It's an intricately made card that reflects glints of golden light. The circuitry-like patterns on it move slowly as she turns it. If I'm not wrong, judging by how it feels, this should be... Don't touch that, Cheetah. You don't know where it's been. Yeah, dude, it's got germs on it. Oh, relax, leader. It was just a little experiment. I'm not going to break anything. Look. Cheetah leans out from behind Tololo and experimentally pokes the card with her combat knife. Its edge nicks the honeycomb patterns on the card, but then they slowly return to their original shape. The patterns. They fix themselves. How's that? Cool stuff, huh? This material is called liquid phase shape memory alloy, or liquid polyalloy for short. The Gerard Group just announced their patent on it recently. It might look small, but you could buy 10 T-Doll frames for the price of this much material. We'll be set for a long time with this. I think the valuable part of it isn't the materials that went into making it, but the technology. Still, isn't the property of the client? Not like we're authorized to dispose of it, right? That might not be the case. We find it under this toaster, so maybe even the client doesn't know anything about it. Also, leaving valuable stuff like this lying around would make us look really unprofessional. In any case, we should bring it back with us. Right, leader? As a professional PMC, our focus should be on building long-term relationships and trust with the client as opposed to coveting small, short-term financial gain. However, it is true that taking care of valuable goods would count as value-added service. As it turns out, it's almost time. Chongjo turns away and dials a familiar number. Miss Hellion, this is Chongjo. Per mission requirements, Frostfall Squad has eliminated the rogue security robots, and we have also finished recovering the motive core fragments. I think the client should be able to move in without worries now. The sound of riffling paper comes over the transmission channel. Hellion's tone seems a little more crestfallen than usual. Oh shit. Forever hag 18. Anyway. Understood. Also, we recovered an ID on the card on the premises. Its function is unknown. Since the card is quite valuable, should we hold on to it for the time being before handing it over to the client? Yes, that would be a good way to handle the situation. Chungjo, I have full faith in your decisions because you always take the relevant factors into consideration. I have also seen the efforts you and Frostfall Squad have made for Griffin. Thank you for all your hard work. You should consider this upcoming period to be a vacation of sorts. A vacation? So, you're saying that our upcoming commissions... The sounds of pages flipping comes to a halt and Hellion sighs quietly. Just then, an exclamation from Cheetah drowns out her reply. Leader, this is bad. Those tin cans are getting back up again. GNL Beta. Protocol activated. System rebooting. Target identification module loading successful. Executing attack order. Miss Hellion, the situation has changed. The rogue robots have reactivated and we need to deal with them ASAP. But if we do that, this commission might... Prioritize keeping a girl safe. If need be, you are authorized to take any and all means needed to resolve the situation. Understood. After ending the transmission, Chungjo fires off orders for Frostfall Squad. Cheetah, Tololo, move up with me and suppress them. Lin, focus your fire and eliminate nearby targets. Remember, short controlled bursts only, and make sure we thoroughly destroy these robots this time. Move out. I'm gonna get some water in here. Does anyone on my support team have Lind equipped? That would be a no. Well, looks like I gotta use whoever I got. QJ? Hello. My wife. Just cause. And I do have Cheetah, so. Get rid of this guy up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ew. That thing looks a lot more aggressive than I remembered it being. As the final gunshot rings out, the last of the defense robots blow up, collapsing into a pile of junked parts. Lynn puts away her gun with practiced ease and unwraps a lollipop from before rubbing her arm, which was grazed by shrapnel. I can't believe I actually got hit by something like this. Pisses me off. Say, I noticed a while back, but you seem really sensitive to pain, Lynn. Why don't you turn it off in combat? Are you a masochist or something? My frame moves slowly when my glucose levels are low, so it's perfectly natural to use pain to boost my reaction times. Lynn turns aside in a somewhat unnatural way. More importantly, you should be worrying about those robots, right? Why did they flip out all of a sudden? They were making noises which sounded like commands before they started back up. It seems like this outburst was triggered at the programming level. But we shut up their motive cores, didn't we? That's like cutting their power off. There's no way they could have started up again, right? Unless their cores could self-repair. The four of them seem to realize something at the same time. This is polyalloy. In other words, it was made by Gerard. Tololo wades into robot's wreckage and begins digging around inside it. Frame code prefix reads GNL beta. This isn't a model they're selling on the open market. I don't see anything like it on their product catalog either. Looks like this frame model isn't the only one that's commercially available. So, does that mean it's some kind of fancy toy those rich people got through internal connections? That's possible, and it's also perfectly reasonable that these beta models, which aren't publicly available, would have their bugs in their programming. And that's not even getting to the fact they're from the Gerard group. Are you talking about what happened on Miss Kalina's side sometime back? Yes, the ripples from the robot uprising in Odessa have spread far and wide. Gerard's been paying out huge amounts in penalty fees and compensation. Their stock price has also plummeted. Factor in Rurik's departure in the plane crash and the group having to appoint a new CEO. I'm sure even Gerard Brass must be terrified right about now. There have been multiple reports of robots going berserk this month already, and there's speculation that it's linked to the broken supply chains and chaotic internal management. 3 reports, 4 if you count ours. Tololo presses a button on her communications terminal and a holographic projection on the starry sky springs into existence. She taps on the touchscreen and it is replaced by a clip from a news broadcast. Mama, Papa, my eyes hurt. The camera pans to a child, her eyes redden from a thick smoke spewing from a kindergarten that was destroyed by haywire robots. The ruined remains of a wall are visible in the corner of the frame, covered in scattered bullet holes. A neatly dressed Gerard Group spokesperson stands in front of the devastation, addressing the reporter. I am the representative of the Gerard Group's R&D division, Yakov Holtz. Man's got a... You can saw me in half with that gin line. On behalf of the Gerard Group, I would like to extend my sincerest apologies to the people affected by this incident and their families. After preliminary investigation, we have found that the robots were affected by an unknown virus shortly before they went berserk. Currently, there is ample evidence to indicate this was a malicious, deliberate act of destruction targeting the Gerard Group. As such, I wish to make our position clear to the world. We will be investigating this incident with all resources at our disposal. We will not give the culprits any opportunities to cause further mayhem. There is no need to worry. The Gerard Group has always made user safety our #1 priority. Dyslexia moment. We will be holding another press conference later on to address how we intend to handle the situation. Tololo ignores the spokesperson's bloviation and shuts off the clip. I heard a whole lot of excuses, but nothing in the way of actually compensating people. Didn't they blame the previous incidents on a technical loophole or something? Now they're saying it's an external attack? They're just trying to wash their hands of everything, aren't they? But if someone really did infect those robots with a virus, there would probably be more victims. Leader, should we continue looking into this commission? After thinking about it for a bit, QJ shakes her head. We don't have much ammo left, and getting further involved wouldn't be wise. Also, Chungjo's voice trails off. However, the look on her face tells the rest of her team what she couldn't bring herself to say, because they all know they don't have the mighty Griffin from before backing them up now. Ever since the war ended, the demand for PMCs from various factions in the civilian sector have drastically declined. In addition, Griffin was even forced to restructure and downsize. All the other clients who had formed stable partnerships with Griffin in the past have ended their cooperation with Griffin in one way or another. Although Frostfall's efforts have secured them a few permanent customers, there are times like these when there's no business to be had. Without their beloved commander and many of the dolls who were once their colleagues, the things they can do now are very limited indeed. Frostfall understands this point very well. Even so, while they might have chosen to walk different paths, at least everyone is still alive, and they all still have their shared memories. At the very least, when the commander finally gets tired of wandering the Yellow Zone, she will still have a place that can be called home. For that reason alone, they will do their best to keep Griffin going. Still, there are times when they must face the limitations of their circumstances and accept the knowledge of their powerlessness that accompanies this realization. And after sensing the dejection among her team, QJ softens her tone a little. I'll make a note of the potential risk in our debriefing. Even if we can't do anything about it now, I'm sure it'll be useful in the future. It's not like there's nothing that can be done, right? Frostfall squad heads back to the vehicle. Lynn lags behind, connecting her data port to one of the robots and downloading some of her data to herself. While I don't know how it might help, let's make a copy of it for now.
战场清理完毕，大家都做得不错。
Nice. The rot is silently spreading. In order to prevent a situation from getting worse, a solution to our financial woes must be found. Inside the meeting room of Griffin's main building in the Green Zone, late at night, Frostfall Squad is conducting their usual after-action review. Aw, she's pouting. It's bedtime already! Why are we still having a meeting now? Already trying to slack off? Leader usually works through the entire night of overtime, you know. Then this will be all for the day. Awesome! I'll be off now. Genius brains need the beauty sleep. Hang on. Before Cheetah can hop out of her seat, she feels QJ's hand pushing her back down. We're done with the AAR, but there are other things we need to talk about. Saying so, QJ flicks Hololo's hairband and brings her mind back from gazing at the stars twinkling outside. While I believed in avoiding unnecessary overtime, there are some things regarding Frostfall's future development that merit discussion. Have a look at this. Chungjo's fingers fly across her terminal, and the screen displays a spreadsheet checkered in red and green. Is this a record of our squad's finances? Yes. The green cells represent our income for the past month, and the red cells show our expenses. That's weird. We got a lot of we got a lot of jobs last month, didn't we? How come there's so many red cells? And the most common type of expense is liability compensation. Mission number RDO4003045. The client's mansion was damaged in the squad's explosion to the extent that a deformed gate forced him to climb through a window to get home. The compensation was 4 times the payment received. Mission number RD04010072. The client's car window was shattered by gunfire from the squad, leading to the client's right arm being gashed by glass fragments. The compensation was 3 times the payment received. Mission number RD04011745. The client demanded double the value of furniture destroyed in the explosion created by the compensation was 5 times the payment received. Looking at this, it seems a certain genius of ours featured heavily in all these incidents. Am I wrong? What? You've got some nerve-pointing fingers at me, Lynn. Half of those incidents were caused by you and your lack of trigger discipline, leading to stuff getting shot up. I'll deal with the 2 of you later. In any case, Griffin's financial situation will be in the red next month, which means our living expenses will have to be cut too. Then our candy budget? 0. Cheetah and Lynn both exclaim in shock. Seriously? Normally, we'd still be able to handle a situation like this, but we haven't had that many commissions to begin with this month, and all our remaining commissions have to be put on hold too. Therefore, we need to find a way to salvage our financial situation before it gets worse. What if you stole this genius' inventions? Cheetah's inventions are all original and genuine. Those rich folks in White Stones will be falling over themselves trying to buy it up. I guarantee it. Why would those wealthy people want to buy them? Are they tired of living, perhaps? Indeed, the safety of those products is a concern. Proposal denied. What? Perhaps we should try taking on some personal commissions. The legality and safety of those commissions are questionable and cannot be verified. Proposal denied. Now that you mention it, don't we have some big assets gathering dust in the logistics department? You know, those helicopters, the big tugboat, and all that other shit? All our missions now don't call for that stuff, so can't we sell them off or something? Those assets are essential for emergency situations and cannot be casually discarded. Proposal denied. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Isn't there anything here we can sell for some quick cash? Oh, yeah. What about the ID card we picked up earlier today? Miss Hellion discussed it with our client, who refused to claim it and said Griffin can dispose of it as we see fit. Sounds great. Let's sell it off to another broker then. Didn't Cheetah say it was super valuable or something? That means that we ought to be able to hold out for a good long time if we do. Proposal denied. You're even going to deny that too? Well, do we have the addresses for any underground brokers in Griffin systems? No. I mean, they don't even have to be fixed premises or anything. What kind of information would we possibly have on them? Then, can we use public trade platforms to work out this deal? If such avenues were available to them, they wouldn't be underground brokers. In other words, it's too risky. Proposal denied. As QJ looks around at her teammates who all seem a little out of it, she feels her head beginning to ache a little bit. While she'd already expected that finding a solution would be difficult, she wasn't expecting them to not make any progress at all. Roswell's squad's role is too poorly defined. We take on any kind of assignment, but that also makes it harder for clients to choose us over our peers who have more specialized skill sets. It seems just focusing on service details isn't enough. Chunjo sighs quietly and gives up on continuing the discussion. Look, we'll end today's meeting here then. I'll go talk to Miss Hellion again and see what other assets we have available to us. Dismissed. Half an hour later, someone stalks the quiet corridor, frazzled from a lack of sleep. It's not like I don't understand where her leader is coming from, but she's being too cautious, isn't she? Gross's squad and 404 are already helping the commander, while Leva and the others are helping Kalina too. Meanwhile, we're stuck treading water in Green Zone, all curled up into a ball and trying to think of how to make a living. Really pisses me off. In any case, let's grab the ID card while Leader and Miss Hellion are talking. After making up her mind, Lynn opens the door to Hellion's office. However, the scene depicted in her usual individual modules comes at a bit of a surprise. Is someone there? The moonlight shines through the window and illuminates the corner of Helian's desk. A very suspicious-looking character is there, rummaging around like they're looking for something. After confirming that the object bobbing around on the thief's head is a beret, Lynn breathes a sigh of relief. She silently circles around behind the burglar and slaps her on the back. Oi! Cheetah! The sudden smack startles Cheetah so badly that she curls up into a fetal position and grabs her head. Caretaker, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to come here and steal stuff. Please give me a chance to go. Quiet, you. It's not Miss Hellion, it's me. Huh? Cheetah looks back and giggles at Lind. Oh, so it was you, Lind. You scared the fuck out of me. What are you doing here? I'm pretty sure you already know. Ah, so you had the same idea as me, namely to solve the ID card. Am I right? Congratulations on arriving at the same conclusion as this genius brain. Wasn't I the one who suggested that? Also, if you're searching for the ID card, you should be looking over there, right? Lynn points to the code lock safe behind the door. Bleh. When did Caretaker's caretaker move it over there? Who cares? The most important thing here is our genius can be finally put to use. You should have something that can open safes, right? Show me what it can do. Of course I do. It's just a safe. I can open it in 3 seconds. Cheetah produces an unlocker from her pocket and connects it to the safe. 3, 2, 1. Click. As the bolt slides back, the two of them open the safe door. The gleaming ID card lies quietly inside it. Heh, how's that? Are you in awe of this genius invention? Isn't it amazing? Yeah, it is. Lynn nods and slips the card into a waistband pocket before heading out the door, leaving Cheetah staring dumbfoundedly at where the card used to be. What? Huh? Walking off just like that is really rude, you know? Aren't you going to discuss your next move with this genius? Also, shouldn't you show some respect? I mean, I'm the one who opened the lock, you know? Hey! Are you pretending not to hear me? You should be singing praises of my genius. Shh. Lynn raises a finger and signals to Cheetah to shush. Then she beckons behind her, indicating that Cheetah should follow. Well, we're the ones who caused the most trouble anyway, so we might as well go settle it together. Settle what? The money problem. The whole point of getting this was to sell it for money, right? I know an underground broker, and he just so happens to be at one of his old hangouts today. Come with me. That's funny. Do a little cheeky temple. Oh. Oh, I actually got the weapon from the character banner. What the fuck? I did not expect that. Okay, cool. Alright. Let's go back. Cheetah follows Lynn to a seedy little alley in the yellow zone. The nearby street lamps crackle and blink every now and then. The ground is covered with beer bottles and other junk, and the air is redolent with a rotting stench born from the unholy fusion of expired alcohol and food scraps. Ugh. Is this the old hangout you were talking about? Can anyone who lives here really afford to buy that polyalloy card? You can find underground brokers anywhere, you know. Why make a big deal out of it? Rather than worry about not being able to find a buyer, you should think about what you'll do if robbers suddenly show up. Lind reaches into her waistband pocket. The hard sensation there helps calm her neural cloud down a little bit. Relax, we're super strong, we're both super strong tactical dolls, aren't we? Who would be dumb enough to try and mug us? Oh yeah, how did you meet that broker anyway? You know how you keep asking for materials for your inventions, especially the stuff with really weird names? I can only get those through less than legal channels. Did you only realize that just now? What? So that's how it works. I guess this broker guy really helped us a lot. I'm suddenly filled with confidence about this trade. She even has a little bit of a fucking colon 3 face. After hearing you say that, any confidence I had is gone. Lynn comes to a halt in front of a neon sign that seems to advertise a bar. Right, this is it. We'll do things as we discussed. I'll talk to the broker, and you keep watch outside. What? Huh? Are you sure you don't want to let everyone's beloved genius, yours truly, handle the interaction? I've already dealt with him several times before, so I'll probably have better luck haggling with him. You can take that mouth of yours and squawk if you see anything funny. Lind continues down another winding alley and arrives in front of the rusty door grate. She knocks lightly on it and it cracks open a hair shortly afterwards. A wary face is visible in the gap. The man exchanges looks with Lind, then nods and opens the door, gesturing for her to enter. Unlike the dreary silent street, the inside of the bar is lively and bustling. Several thugs are sitting around a table and drinking beer, their massive frames making their chairs creak with every move they make. Lynn seems to have anticipated all of this. She heads over to the counter and sits down next to a man in a ball cap. Oh boy, is it Leon Kennedy? It's been a while. Despite the fact that she's talking to the broker, Lynn doesn't turn to look at him. Instead, her eyes casually roam the drinks rack in front of her. It's easy to pick you out of a crowd, at least. It is! Except he's a little old. Looks like this is going to be a good day. Another good deal just walked up. Let me think. The last time I saw you was... It seems you've got a wall of text you want to dump on me, but I'm just going to skip it if you don't mind. I don't come here to listen to you reminisce. I've got something that ought to be pretty valuable, and I'd like to take it off my hands. Saying so, Lynn reaches into her waistband pocket and exposes part of the card. Freshly patented by the Gerard Group. You interested? Upon seeing the card, the broker tenses up for a moment, but relaxes the next second. He takes Lind over to a table in the corner, then removes his hat, revealing a gloomy face. It's fucking Leon Kennedy. Is that liquid face-shaped memory alloy? That is rare. Selling it off would be a bit troublesome, but if the price is right, there will be no shortage of buyers. Provided, of course, there's nothing wrong with the goods. You can just say you want to test it, you know. Lynn hums quietly, then places the card on the table before sliding it over to the broker. He picks up the card and examines it in a dim light of the bar, then takes a small knife from his waist. The edge glides across the surface of the card, and the honeycomb patterns on it ripple and gleam. After seeing this, the broker nods. That's Pagliole, all right. How much do you want for it? This much will do. Lynn shows him a number. The broker doesn't respond right away, instead waxing thoughtful. The card in his hand drums on the table with a tap, tap, tap. Rare goods have a lot of value as collector's items. Unfortunately, I do not have enough cash on hand to pay you in full. What does that mean? You're gonna buy it on credit? No. What I'm trying to say is, if I had 10 minutes, I could get my boys to bring the full sum over. But as a trader, I understand that time is money. So in the end, the ball is in your court. Having said his piece, the broker waits for Lynn's reply. If it's just 10 minutes, I can wait. Thank you for placing your trust in me. It seems the broker is pleased by the answer because he smiles almost imperceptibly and raps on the table. The thugs seated by the entrance get up and squeeze their bulky frames out the front door. The folding metal gate creaks mournfully. After that, the broker snaps his fingers and someone places a steaming cup of coffee in front of Lind. The sweetness of the double-sugared beverage allows her frazzled nerves to relax a little bit. This seems to be the first time I've sold you something, right? Thought you'd haggle more about the price. I've never skimped on the money as long as the goods were worth it. That's my principle as a businessman. So, if I'm not wrong, the last time I saw you, you were alone. Turns out you got yourself a crew pretty fast. Is this the secret of making it big in business? Well, I've been slumming it all over Yellowstones for so many years. Makes sense to get a few buddies, right? Strictly speaking, though, this isn't a secret to making it big in business. That would be profit above all. The sound of scattered footsteps echoes down the alleyway, heading in for the bar. Lind glances through the window and sees several Varhagers walk past. And when an opportunity comes to kill two birds with one stone, no businessman would refuse. Click. Lind hears the crisp sound of a chambering round from behind her. She turns and sees the broker's mouth twisted into a savage grin, the muzzle of his gun pointed between her eyes. Just then, she gets a transmission from Cheetah. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? I saw a bunch of armed Varhuggers heading toward the bar just now. Better keep your eyes... What's with the signal here? Hello? Lynn, there are Varhuggers headed for the bar. Wow, thanks, Cheetah. The warning just came in time. A pack of Varhuggers burst into the bar, and they all point their guns at Lynn. She shakes her head, ignoring Cheetah's as she repeats hello over the channel and tightens her grip on her gun. You know, I was hoping we could settle this in a civilized way, but it looks like that's not an option anymore. Fine, then. I've been pissed off all night, so it's time to take it out on you. What's up, bitches? I knew it. You're only punctual when it's time for a fight, aren't you? Yeah, Lind, how did things end up like this? Did negotiations break down or anything? Rather than not successful, should I say it was too successful? Either way, it seems like a fight is unavoidable. Cheetah, prepare for a breakout. Time for this genius to show her brilliance. I wish the MP7 sounded like that. Alright. I'm gonna make things quick, because I don't have Lind, but I really like her ultimate. And I don't have it, so I'm just gonna use Vector. Get ready for shit to blow up, friends. Where's Tololo? I need another thing. Alright. Kaboom! Cheetah. Damn. Actually, I'll just do this. Hey, think fast, Chuckle Nuts.
了解。我内部。隐于群星。目标确认。这是你最后的光芒。
Tongues of fire spit from the gun muzzles, riddling the door of sparks. Unable to hold up its own weight, it collapses with a loud crash, and Linda and Cheetah take the opportunity to escape the bar. The sounds of gunfire, the Varhuggers yelling, and the girls' frantic footsteps blend together in the pitch-black alleyway. Savages, all of them. Lynn shoots an exasperated look at Cheetah. What do you look at me for? If not for this genius heroics intervention, you'd be in bigger trouble now, right? If you hadn't started chucking smoke bombs around all of a sudden, I could have gotten the ID card back. You mean shaking off the guys chasing us isn't important at all? Just as Cheetah finishes, several more Varhuggers show up at the entrance of the valley and point their guns at the duo. Lynn grabs Cheetah and yanks her into a side alley. Several bullets hit the wall behind the place where they were a moment ago, throwing up wisps of dust. All the escape routes we had planned have been cut off by Varhuggers. What do we do now? Do you have any other backup routes? Well, if there's no way out, why not just make one? Lynn shifts behind Cheetah and pulls her trigger. A hail of buckshot forces the pursuing Varhuggers back, and they duck behind cover. Then, Lynn swings her muzzle over and takes out the Varhuggers trying to ambush them from the flanks. Just as two of them are about to make their breakout, yet another squad of Varhuggers appear in front of them. There they are! Don't let them get away! Over here, Lynn! On your three! The two of them hurry deeper into the valley, but find that it leads to a forbiddingly high wall. The shots of Varhuggers grow louder behind them. We got them cornered, boss! They're in a dead end! Get the boys over here! They're not getting away this time! Damn it. There's no end to them? Those goddamn cockroaches. After checking her ammo and discovering she's running out, Lynn looks at Cheetah. How many of those bombs do you have? Let me see. Ooh, I think I just threw the last one. Lynn looks at the wall. It doesn't seem surmountable by effort alone. The sound of footsteps growing increasingly louder reminds her of the reality that Varhuggers are going to reach them any minute now. They're out of time. Cheetah, climb on my shoulders and get out of here. What? I said, climb on my shoulders and get out of here. I'll stay behind and cover you. Hurry! So you're telling me to escape ahead of you? Hell no! If someone's going to be covering someone else, I can do it for you too. Your frame is smaller and you're more mobile than me. Your chances of escape are higher than mine. But. No buts. One person escaping is better than none at all, right? We've taken on so many hostage rescue missions already, so just think of it my turn to be saved this time. In there! All the way at the end. We don't have time for this. Go, Cheetah! Cheetah can hear the Vargas' footsteps approaching. She grits her teeth and then vaults over the wall with Lin's help. She looks back and sees the Vargas swarming Lind, who fires fearlessly into the horde. I'll be back for you, Lind. Wait for me. On the outskirts of the Yellow Zone, Frostwall Squad follows the signal to its endpoint, but all they find is a patch of sandy dirt surrounded by an endless expanse of wasteland. Over here, over here! Lin's signal is close by. This is where the trail ends. They must have jammed it starting from this point. Trello, can you make any contact by radio? Connection failed. Lin's communicator is probably not in range. Let me see. When was the last time Lin's signal showed up? It was roughly 5 hours ago. Tolo looks around. There's nobody else here besides Frostfall's squad. A gust of wind blows and the trio's footsteps are instantly covered up by the sand. Even our tracks from 5 minutes ago would be hard to find, let alone 5 hours. Cheetah, you're the one with all the clues now. Think carefully. Did you see anything noteworthy during the battle? If you're talking about noteworthy stuff, what are you looking at me for? If not for this genius heroic intervention, you'd be in bigger trouble now, right? If you hadn't started talking smoke bombs all of a sudden, I could have gotten the ID card back. Come to think of it, those Vargas were acting really weird. They had already gotten the poly-ally cord, so why would they need to pursue us so hard? What? So, this wasn't just a robbery, but a deliberate doll kidnapping. Also, there were tons of Vargas, and they blocked off all the escape routes we planned beforehand. How many of them were there? About 6 or 7 squads worth, at the very least. Huh. That is very strange indeed. The Vargas usually think of underground brokers as easy targets due to the difference in fighting strength, so both sides tend to think very poorly of each other. While there is some less moral brokers who slum it with the Vargas, an operation like this is far beyond the ability of a single broker to control. In other words, it's not so much the broker was in league with the Vargas, but there was someone with troops of their own running the whole show from behind the scenes. QJ ponders this issue. Was there anything special about these Vargas? Something special, let me think. Oh, I've got it. They were wearing badges with something that looked like a dagger on them. It was like, just like... Leader, picking up an unknown signal nearby, approaching us from the south. The roar of an engine precedes us out of a gray jeep cresting a stand dune. Thick black smoke spews from behind it as the noise shatters the peaceful silence of the desert. Just like that insignia on that jeep. They were the ones chasing me and Lin last night. Upon realizing that Lin might be on that vehicle, Frostfall Squad subconsciously tightens their grip on their guns. Frostfall Squad, prepare for battle, intercept that vehicle. You mean blow it up? Imagine there were Jeep enemies in this game. Anyway, we're gonna one-hit KO this. No problem. Well, actually, no, I'm not. Boom. Damn it! They got the jump on us. As bullets hit their tires, the Vargas realize that something's off and frantically pull hard on the steering wheel. Oh, there's new OST. I'm hearing it. Retreat! Retreat! Think you can run? Not so fast. Bearing 035 degrees, ready to fire! Frostfall Squad seizes the moment and opens fire as one. With a loud crash, the Jeep finally gives up the ghost, skidding before a distance before overturning. Leader, we've intercepted the vehicle. I'm heading in to search it. Leader, I didn't find Lin on the vehicle, but I found that broker from yesterday who dealt with us. Cheetah drags the trussed-up broker from the crashed Jeep and dumps him on the ground like a sack of potatoes. The impact knocks his gas mask off, revealing the grimace on his face. Dolls? Is that so surprising? You should have seen a lot of dolls recently. For instance, the one who tried to sell you that polyalloy card last night. What did you do with her? QJ presses her gun against the broker's head. The broker laughs in an infuriating way, as if QJ's anger means nothing to him. So that's how risky this deal turned out to be. If I'd known, I would have asked that guy for more. Don't change the subject. QJ jabs his temple with her gun for emphasis, and the pain makes the broker wince. I'll ask you one more time. What did you do with Turbulent, and who is that guy? Okay, fine. According to the Court of Brokers, I shouldn't be telling you who hired me. However, I think exceptions can be made when your life is at risk. The broker stretches out his right hand and draws a number in the air. He calls himself Holtz. He showed me a picture of the doll to bring in and made an offer I couldn't refuse. As whether it was a fake name or what he wanted the doll for beats me. It's way above my pay grade, so to say. Holtz. QJ is visibly surprised to hear that name. Leader, what's wrong? If I'm not wrong, the client from yesterday's commission at that mansion was also called Holtz. And according to the client information he submitted, this Mr. Holtz ought to be the young master of a toy company. Wait, seriously? What would some little prince from a toy company even want with Lind? I'm not sure, but I'm sure that Miss Hellian's information is correct. Where did you hand her over? It was due south from here at the port edge of the Yellow Zone. Miss Dahl, if you ask me, we can talk terms here and make a mutually profitable... QJ decides there's nothing more that she can learn from him and cuts off his blather with a gun butt to the back of the head. Cheetah knocks out the rest of our mooks as well. Leader, since we know where Lind is, we should head out right away. The Tololo emerges from the jeep, waving to QJ with the ID card in hand. Search complete. I've recovered the polyalloy card. Yes, but Lind might be in danger, so we should move quickly. Frostfall Squad, head to the port at maximum speed. Hey, pretty good. Cheeky temple done. I get Ksenia. Let's go. Alright. Back in. The veil of night settles over the quiet port. Rusted cranes stand in formation by the waterline, a testament to its past glory. Currently, most of the street lamps by the shore are damaged, blinking on and off intermittently. Frostfall Squad huddles in the dark corner of the port, studying a massive cruise liner moored to a pier. This luxury vessel stands in a stark contrast to the dilapidated port. Its hull and surroundings are illuminated by daytime by high-power searchlights. More people are boarding. Tololo studies the gangway intently through the binoculars she's holding. This will be the 11th group tonight. Security guards in black uniforms stand on the gangway. They step forward and halt the two people who are approaching them. One of them, a well-dressed gentleman, takes a card out of his pocket and hands it over to the guards. After verifying the guest's identity, the guard returns it to him with both hands and executes a picture-perfect 45-degree bow before gesturing to the guest and his accompanying doll to board the vessel. Most of the guests are accompanied by dolls. I surmise that this Holtz kidnapped Lind. He might have brought her aboard as his companion doll. Given the way they're dressed, I'd say there's some kind of party in there. But then, why would they need so many dolls for a party? It's just weird. Also, our current location could be considered the border between the Green Zone and the Yellow Zone. So, why would these rich people from the White Zone come all this way to join an ordinary party here? Tolo, why are you looking at me? I was just surprised. It turns out, even you can say something useful at times, Cheetah. Yeah, so you're just taking shots at me now that Lind is gone, Tololo. Seeing that Cheetah is with a flip out, QJ strategically clears her throat to get the conversation back on track. We'll probably only learn the answer to those questions after we go in there. Cheetah, do you have any items that could help us sneak aboard a cruise ship? Of course I do. I recommend using this genius tactical grappling claw. A gentle throw sends it to the deck whereupon the latch is untied, and you can swing it over to a whoosh. QJ looks around at the searchlights on the cruise liner and shakes her head in resignation. Anything else? How about this imitation dolphin? We could hide under it and swim over to the liner and wait till they're not looking before climbing aboard. Cheetah, the plan is to sneak in, not draw the attention of the people on the ship. I knew it. I was clearly imagining things where I thought Cheetah could be useful. Hey, I heard that, Tololo. Fine. Why don't you come up with a solution of your own? If stealth isn't an option, let's just walk right in. What? It looks like this cruise liner is for members only. While the perimeter security is very tight, the security procedures for boarding are very simple. All the guests have to do is show their ID. And this is what they were showing to the guards. Tololo takes out the polyalloy cord she recovered from the broker and puts it in QJ's hands. So, we'll be posing as guests then. Yep, based on what we just saw now, it's not unusual for a guest to board in the company of a doll. So, we should be able to get 2 people in there. As for whether they'll be for the security measures after we get in, that remains to be seen. This is the only plan they have which seems even the slightest bit workable, and every moment wasted only increases the chances of Lynn meeting with danger. QJ comes to a conclusion. That's fine. We'll leave one person outside to respond to any changes in the situation and minimize the risk of failing the mission. I'll disguise myself as a guest. As for Tololo and Cheetah, QJ glances at Cheetah, whose face is full of anticipation, and imagines what might happen if Cheetah is allowed to roam free on her own. Scenes of the port being leveled by explosions and other kinds of devastation all fill her mind. I think I'll bring Cheetah in with me. Tololo, stay outside and help analyze the vessel's structure. Make sure you maintain constant contact with Griffin HQ. Got it. Tololo nods and raises the binoculars again. Now the remaining issue is how to hide the glossiness of a doll's synthetic dermis. That's easy, leader. Just leave it to me. At last. It's time for my genius invention Skinwalker spray to shine. What the fuck? Soon, Tololo is watching QJ and Cheetah approaching the gangway through her binoculars. Greetings. Your identification, please. QJ hands the ID card over to the guard with the left hand. Her right is behind her back, feeling for her dagger. The guard eyes QJ warily. Is something wrong, madam? Are you not feeling well? I just feel a little hot under those searchlights. Be quick about it, please. The guard sticks the card into the reader. There's a quiet beep, and the word success appears on the screen. We apologize for your discomfort, madam. Welcome aboard the MV Novelist, Adam. We hope you have a wonderful night. Thank you. QJ nods and collects the ID card, and she gently drags Cheetah along into the depths of the cruise liner. Well, that was easy. The liner, oh my god, it's so bright, it's like light mode. The liner's interior is decorated in a Baroque style, with crystal chandeliers hanging high overhead, filling the hall with brilliant illumination. Guests in fancy clothing hold flutes of champagne as they converse in small groups. The sound of laughter and clinking glass fills the air. QJ and Cheetah only draw a few side glances as they enter the hall. Those guests who notice them merely raise their glasses in salute before turning away to re-immerse themselves in revelry. Wow! Is this how the rich throw parties? Look at all this luxury. Leader, look! They decorated this wall with collapse pieces! Can we grab a few on our way out? Lower your voice, Cheetah. There are too many guests and security personnel here. We need to keep a low profile and avoid drawing unnecessary attention. A line of security robots roll in between them in an orderly manner. They split up and slowly roll into the areas to the left and right. QJ watches them as they head into the depths of the hall. The left contains the dining hall and the shopping area, while the right has the bar and the lounge. Which way are we going to check out first, leader? Time is tight, so for efficiency's sake, I think we should split up. Cheetah, you go left and I'll go right. We'll meet back here in 10 minutes. It's gonna be like an hour. Got it. See you later then. The bar that adjourns the casino is livelier than the main party hall. The guests gather in small groups and occasional laughs escape them. Some of the guests are red-faced with anger, loudly bemoaning their luck and their lack thereof. Apple juice, please. QJ takes a drink from the passing waiter's tray and leans on the bar, quietly listening to the conversation between the guests. Soon, her attention is drawn by a nearby commotion. Hey, barkeep! Give me and my friend here a glass of Lafite. QJ looks to the side. Two businessmen are walking in from the bar entrance, arm over shoulders, headed for the counter. Upon noticing what's going on, the people around them seem to be either afraid or in awe of their status because they immediately clear a path for them and give the pair a wide berth. I haven't seen you here in so long. Where have you been recently? Yeah, I've had some business on my family's side, so I had to attend a whole bunch of gatherings and parties. Look, a lot of doing to get free, let me tell you that. Oh, but isn't that fun? About fun as a hole in the head. I'm boring as hell. In the end, this place that suits me best. After all, there are some events that you can find here that are the only things that really get my blood going. The rich man taps the table with a knuckle and points down. The two of them exchange knowing smiles. That's right, and that's not even getting to tonight's special event. It should be about time, right? The rich man looks at his watch. The gemstones set in the hands glisten with a crimson light. He laughs, then takes an exquisitely made metal box from his coat pocket, revealing a neat row of gold casino chips. Since we got time, why don't we go do something fun to whet our appetites? The card tables have been boring as hell the last few weeks without you. Ain't believe my pleasure. A hum of excitement crosses the wealthy man's face. He nods, then snatches up his glass and drains it in one gulp. He then adjusts his suit while the other man pats his shoulder. The two of them get up and head toward the casino. Before long, they're lost in a flow of humanity. QJ places her empty longsome glass on the counter before nodding to the bartender and withdrawing to the main hall. At the same time, Cheetah returns from the dining hall. Leader, listen to me. I found two really weird things. QJ nods, indicating that Cheetah should continue. Remember what Tololo said about seeing humans with doll partners at the port? But I didn't see any dolls in the main hall. Where did they go? Now that you mention it, I've only seen humans here, too. See? If Lynn was taken onto this ship by that guy, she would have been put somewhere out of sight with all those other dolls. Keeping track of the dolls' movements is definitely important. Well done, Cheetah. That's a very important clue. I got some more awesome stuff in store. Take a look at the pictures. I managed to secretly take with my microcam. The picture shows a security robot's back access port. After magnification, they clearly make out the serial number on it. G&L Beta. That's the model we saw at the mansion on those robots Mr. Holtz ordered from the Gerard Group. Oh yeah, didn't Tololo say these models weren't being marketed by the Gerard Group? Don't tell me this entire ship is Gerard Group property. That's definitely possible. However, it's also possible that Gerard Group merely lent technical assistance to the ship operators. Regardless of which case turns out to be true, the one thing that we know for sure is that the ship is firmly linked to the Gerard Group. Suddenly, a long hum fills the air. It seems to be coming from overhead. What's going on? The humming gets louder, but the guests seem completely used to this and do not respond in any way. Just then, QJ's communicator beeps. She picks up the call and hears Tololo's voice. Leader, the gangway guards just returned to the vessel and the gangway's been closed up. It seems the ship is about to weigh anchor. No wonder we heard that strange noise. It must have been the vessel's air horn. I'll have Miss Hellion arrange for vehicle support so I can continue supporting you at sea. I'm concerned that the situation might spiral out of control once the ship leaves port, so please be careful. Understood. As it turns out, I have some things that I need you and Miss Hellion to investigate, too. QJ briefs Tololo on everything she's learned so far. So, you want me to look into the link between the novelist, Mr. Holtz, and the Gerard Group? Yes, I've got it. And also, I have some input on the potential location of the dolls I'd like to share with you. In the next moment, Jesus fucking Christ, what the hell is that? Chungjo receives a quick sketch of the liner's structure. Observations of the exterior suggest that the liner is divided into 3 main decks, marked as 1, 2, and 1F, 2F, and B1. Passengers can only board the vessel via one route. In other words, via the 1F deck, where you are now. Then what about 2F? What are they doing up there? Thermal scans indicate that 2F it contains servers, so my guess is that it has a functional purpose similar to a server room, a command center, and other such facilities. However, I'm suspicious of the B1 deck. The part that's below the waterline? Yes, there's a hidden passage on 1F that appears to lead to B1. It's fairly heavily guarded, and there's a lot of worker traffic moving through it. Measurements of the cargo they're moving show that they're very similar in size to dolls. In other words, Lynn's most likely to be in B1. Leader, since we know where the entrance is, why don't we head over right now? We'll take out the door guards and rush straight in. After studying the number of security robots patrolling the main hall, QJ shakes her head. Tololo, Are there any guests leaving through that entrance? No, only workers. But it's not just the dolls. I don't see their owners either. That's where the problem lies. The fact that those guests can move through suggests that there must be a VIP route to 1F to B1. We just don't know where it is. QJ's eyebrows may narrow as she recalls what happened earlier in the bar. When that wealthy guest said, "This place," he pointed down. And then the look of interest when he flashed those gold casino chips. Looks like there's a big secret behind the bar. Cheetah, let's head over to the casino. It's very likely that the B1 entrance is hidden there. Alright. Five battle lines in a row? Oh man. At this rate, I might as well pull for it right now. I can imagine. It's a corrosive girl, yes. Alright, this should net me 1 copy. Let's see. Fuck! I got the wrong shotgun! I keep getting jump scared by this goddamn... God damn it. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? God damn it. Maybe I gotta rescue her first. That's so annoying, bro. Digging into my fucking Robella funds like that. Alright. Fine, I'll fucking save you first, or at least meet you. Stupid. God. Oh. I am now Lynn. The humming of fans, the beeping of machinery, the rush of liquids through pipes. Surrounded by these liquids, Lynn slowly opens her eyes. Damn it. My head hurts. The room before her is dark. The surrounding walls are covered in displays, whose flickering images radiate a ghostly blue light that dimly illuminates the interior. She's never seen this place before. Where am I? Ah, so you're finally awake. How do you feel? What? Lynn shudders as she hears an unfamiliar voice speaking directly into her ear and reflexively reaches for her gun, only to find that she's securely bound to a chair she's in. The chair slides along the ground for some distance, and the shrill sound of metal grinding against the metal fills the air. The man laughs sadistically as he watches Lynn struggle. Unfamiliar man. No need to be so anxious. God, you look like an actual skinwalker. I can see why you made me lose my 50-50. What the fuck are you, dude? I'll give you your gun back later. I'm gonna give him like a really weirdo voice. Oh. Lynn looks to the side and sees a man in fancy clothes leaning against a control console, while mocking smile on his face. He has one hand in the pants pocket and holds a long-stemmed glass in the other, blissfully savoring the fragrance of the wine within. The man slowly raises his head and exhales a long, slow breath. Even the best wine only shows its true worth in the eyes of one who understands it. Similarly, actually, I gotta give him a worse voice. Similarly, even the most powerful doll can only show its true power when wielded by a capable master. If I were you, I'd be honored. I'd feel honored to be chosen by a professional like me. Uh-huh. Cat got your tongue? Are you in such awe of my presence that you cannot muster up any ability to speak? Oh my god, look at this douchebag. I like the villain designs. No, it's just that you're trying so hard to be cool, but all you're doing is being cringe instead. Is this what passes for businessmen these days? Have you fallen so low that you've resorted to kidnapping dolls? Like, you'll really do anything to make a quick buck, won't you? The corner of the man's mouth twitches visibly. He takes a deep breath and forces a smile to his face once again. It looks like I'll need to properly introduce myself. My name is Carl Holtz, a genius who's made best-selling toys at the age of 6. Even a doll should have heard my name when the magazines published it. Harl? Who's that? Not Harl. Carl! No, that doesn't ring a bell. So, what does this have to do with abducting dolls? My father, Jekyll Holtz, is the supervisor of the Gerard Group's robotics R&D department. You should understand what that means, right? Our family hasn't fallen so far that we need to kidnap dolls to sell for money. So you're not a failure of a businessman, you're a failure of a Nepo baby then. If your aim was to bring me here so I would praise you, you've picked the worst person imaginable for the job. Carl's mouth twitches even more intensely now. He takes 3 deep breaths before he speaks again. Let me say again, I'm not going to sell you off, so stop calling me a failure. I simply want you to do me a favor, Miss Lind. Tonight, there's going to be an arena match in the depths of the cruise liner. I want you to help me win the match so I can make a point to my father. The confusion in Lynn's eyes grows, but Carl gets more and more excited. He begins a long spiel without bothering to ask Lynn if she wants to hear it. The cruise liner you're on is actually a cathedral of entertainment for those in our rarefied social class. In here, money, power, position, everything can be wagered. And the most exciting bets are placed on an arena match that you will soon participate in. I don't believe anyone can resist that temptation. What do you mean by arena match? Does it involve fighting? I have no idea why people are so captivated by these primitive displays of violence. And just, I have even less idea of where you're getting your confidence from, thinking that everything's going to come up roses because you just kidnapped a doll. You don't get it. A genius like me only makes a move after crafting a 100% foolproof plan. Since the arena match is a contest of strength, there's no question that tactical dolls have an advantage over civilian dolls. Unfortunately, most tactical dolls are employed by the military or government organizations, and I have no desire to antagonize the government. Neither do I possess the strength to face off against the military. Therefore... Carl's eyes gleam with madness as he slowly walks around to the rear of the chair and plants his hands on Lynn's shoulders. My best choice was a small PMC like yours with no funding or official backing, which won't make waves even if an incident occurs. Jesus Christ. Those robots I stationed at the mansion were part of a test I arranged. Congratulations, Miss Lind. Your combat performance has won my highest approval. A small PMC won your approval. Lind has no idea where to start picking his words apart. You're an adult, right? Do you not even know about G&K? 10 years ago, Griffin was the premier PMC in the country, and you were still probably playing with literal dolls somewhere. And this plan of yours is so full of holes, it's more like a fishing net. 100 foolproof my ass. For example, if I hadn't gone to sell off that card, wouldn't your plan have derailed right from the start? But in the end, you went out and tried to sell it, right? That just proves my plan worked. Even if you hadn't taken the card, then I would have uncancelled my future commissions with Griffin and continued trying to lure you out. As long as I can get you away from Griffin, I'd have a chance to make my move. Carl begins rambling to himself. The mania in his eyes gradually fades, replaced by gloominess. The Vargas were useful for that, at least. Offer enough, and they'll solve any kind of problems for you. If you hadn't mentioned your art group just now, I'd probably have mistaken you for some fucking stupid playboy. Do you actually think those Vargas thugs can be trusted? Are you retarded? How the hell did the Gerard Group manage to produce a failure like you? Shut up! Carl's expression shifts and he tightens his grip on Lynn's shoulders. The sudden pain forces Lynn to frown. Shut up, shut up, shut up! Stop calling me a failure! You're the same as all those people from Gerard Group. All you do is piss me off! Celia. I thank everyone here for taking the time out of your busy schedules to take part of this charity gala. I'd like to use this opportunity to introduce my son, Carl. The toy he developed is a bestseller on the market, and all proceeds from the sales will be donated in full to our charity foundation. Come, Carl, say hello to all the nice people. Hello, everyone. I expected nothing less of Madame Holtz's boy. He's clearly extraordinary, even at the tender age of 6. I'm sure he'll be running a corporation by his own time by the time he turns 26. How blessed you are, madam. But of course, it's only natural that Madame Holtz's son should be a rare genius. Why don't you say a few words, young Carl? We'd like to bask in your genius. Thank you. Oh, here we go. It's this dude. Thank you all for coming to attend my wife's funeral. To honor my wife's dying wishes, I will shoulder the legacy of the Holtz family and strive to restore its glory. My condolences, Mr. Yakov. It is truly a shame that your wife was taken from us in the prime of her life. I cannot imagine the sorrow that you and young Master Carl must be going through right now. Father, I want to see Mother. Where is she? Is Mother not coming back? Silence, Carl! Stop whining like a little failure. My apologies. It seems we have shown you an unseemly side of ourselves. Oh, here comes a failure of the Holtz family, still playing with toys at this age. The Holtz boy never really grew up, did he? Wanted to say a few words, Carl. Teach us how to be a spoiled failure who doesn't even care about how pathetic he is. The experimental funds I gave you were so you can develop mechanical products that would contribute to Gerard Group, not to waste on playing house. I wasn't expecting you to make a decent copy of that doll, but are you saying you can't even figure out a way to defeat it? Is that it? How did Celia give birth to a failure like you? I am Carl Holtz, the heir to the Holtz family. If it's one thing if Bob looks down on me, but a mere doll will do the same. What right do you have to criticize me? The hands gripping Lynn's shoulders suddenly let go, and a fist whistles through the air before slamming into the side of Lynn's head. The impact of the fist and her head hitting the back of the chair briefly dazes her. Lynn turns and looks Carl straight in his angry, bloodshot eyes. You mad, bro? So the heir to the Holtz family went to all this expense just to capture a mere doll. Doesn't seem so smart to me. And besides, why exactly should I do what you tell me? I can control those berserk robots. I have access to the Gerard Group's latest technology. You've already seen those robots before. They were under my control. Soon you will too. Carl kicks a button on the back of Lynn's chair. The surface on the armrest in the back of the chair slides open, revealing a dense network of cables within. They coil and wrap around Lynn until she's tightly bound. Right after that, a powerful electrical current pours into her frame. Pain fills her neural cloud, and she can't help the grunt that escapes her. Carl slowly walks around Lynn until he stops in front of her. You're right. I didn't need to capture an ordinary PMC doll. After all, an ordinary doll wouldn't have given me such an amusing reaction. You, on the other hand, are a different story. After all, you're a ULSD test type with a sensory feedback comparable to that of a human being's. Isn't that right, SICO-12? Lynn hasn't heard the designation ULSD and SIC-012 in a long time. Her pupils suddenly contract as she hears them spoken once again. The experimentation regime that she endured as a ULSD was a nightmare that constantly haunted her. She's never revealed that part of her past to anyone apart from the commander. How did you... Lynn wants to just ask where he learned the information from, but the agony in her frame keeps her from speaking. All she can do is watch as he takes out a remote control and see him smile coldly as he presses the button on it. Ugh. Streams of data and electrical current slam into Lind. Her pain is amplified numberless times. Carl's body seems to just stand away in an instant, only to pull back in front of her as though in slow motion. Junk data washes over Lind like a flood, filling her neural cloud and assaulting her level 2 layer. The tearing pain of the forced overwrite process pours into every corner of her frame. Her visual models shut down amidst the pain, and her vision fills with a cold white light. Lind struggles to see amidst the radiance, but all that greets her is an endless void. Countless elids appear out of the virtual nothingness, slowly creeping toward her. Things are looking very bad for her indeed. Damn it. The only good thing about all this is that she has her trusted Auto 12 in hand, and with it her confidence returns to her. She raises her gun. I'm not gonna die. I can't die, and not here. She's hallucinating. No! Stop it!
收到.是. 了解. 在看什么呢？好的。异于群星，逃不掉的。准备，就是现在。
lol。
试试新发明。收到。听我指令。就是现在。是。
有我在，就没什么好担心的啦。
Texas Hold'em, blackjack, electronic dice, slot machines, roulette tables. They really do have everything here. The illumination from the luxurious decorations and lurid fighting meld together as gamblers move back and forth between tables, lost in this hollow enjoyment. QJ and Cheetah dart between the crowd, searching for a clue about how to get to B1 deck. Those two rich patrons I saw at the bar earlier were gone. Leader, look. Do you think they went in there? QJ looks at where Cheetah is pointing. A pair of black-suited guards are standing in front of a grand-looking door. The door seems quiet and sedate compared to the liveliness of the rest of the casino. There's something written on it. Let me see. VIP area, only for guests with gold chips. Wow, what's this VIP area, and what are these gold chips? Is there a super casino in there or something? When that wealthy guest mentioned a special event, he flashed a stack of chips which looked like they were made of gold. It looks really suspicious. Looks like we need to think of a way to get in there. Cheetah, how much cash do you have on hand that we can exchange for chips? Right now, about 500 credits, I guess. But, leader, that's the last of my candy fund. Could you help make up the rest for me? I don't have much I don't have much cash on hand either. All we can do is hope that gold chips don't cost too much to redeem. QJ and Cheetah pull their cash and head to the casino's cage. Welcome, ladies. Will you be buying chips tonight? How much are the gold chips? The dealer smiles and pulls back a red cloth inside the cage, gesturing to the labeled numbers below. It is as you see. 1 0, 2 zeros, 3 zeros. Holy cow, 5 zeros. So each one is 100 grand? This is insane! You might as well just grab a gun and rob people at this point. QJ ignores Cheetah's protests. Her expression is one of serenity. Understood. I'll buy 2,000 credits worth of chips for now. Thank you. Cheetah squeezes the 2 little chips they had just bought in her fist and drags QJ off to a corner of the casino. Clearly, she has something to say. Is this actually happening, leader? Did our money just disappear like that? And even after all that, we only got those 2 measly little chips. Are you seriously planning to win 100,000 credits with a stake of 2,000? I was actually. Huh? Are you for real? Then we should just hold up everyone here. It'll be faster that way. I mean, when it comes to gambling, we'll be totally screwed if we just lose once, right? Cheetah, you've forgotten the most important thing. What? Wait, what's that? You mean like we can claim anything we lose from the caretaker's caretaker as a business expense? No. What's important is that we won't lose. Saying so, QJ takes the chips from Cheetah before flipping them up into the air and neatly catching them. We are dolls, and that is why we will not lose. For a moment, Cheetah stares blankly at the gleaming confidence in QJ's eyes. Then she gets what QJ is hinting at. A wicked grin spreads across Cheetah's face as she rubs up against QJ. I get it. So you're gonna cheat then? Is that it, leader? It's not cheating. It's just leveraging our advantages as dolls. QJ looks at the card tables in the distance. I was observing how the tables were distributed in the casino. Each one has 5 dealers and a supervisor, and they have IR scanners under each table to keep the players from cheating. We probably won't have much luck trying to pull off sleight of hand at the gambling tables. The slot machines are fully automatic and appear to be a good choice, but there's too many punters around them and there's no way we can do anything with so many eyes watching. Huh? So doesn't that mean we're out of options? We still have this. QJ exchanges a look with Cheetah, and then they approach one of the electronic tables. Upon detecting someone nearby, a mechanical arm lifts a touchscreen and presents it to the pair. QJ taps it, and the edges of the table light up. The hologram of the virtual dealer appears over the center of the table and bows to them. Esteemed guest number 03425, welcome to the Carnival Cubic DB01 Online Entertainment System. Please select the game you would like to play and insert your chips into the slot on the right. During the game, please refrain from striking, damaging, or attempting to disable the machine. Since it's a network device, we should be able to hack it through level 2. The plan is to stop the data pertaining to failures and only let the successful data through. Oh, so you're saying we can directly access the casino network and mess with the results? Precisely. The Gerard Group provided this special service for gamblers who had difficulties going to offline casinos, but it's turning out to be a godsend for us instead. QJ smiles and slips her chips into the machine. The dice on the screen begin spinning at high speed. Let's go for the mode with the simplest rules, high and low. I estimate 6 rounds should be enough for us to go from 2k to 100k credits. Why don't we maintain a signal spoofing for longer? Wouldn't that be better? We'll trigger the system alerts if we do it for too long. It's less risky this way. All we need to do is work fast in level 2. Are you ready, Cheetah? The game's about to begin. Come on, this genius has been waiting for this. Are these the dice programs for the Carnival Cubic? They're small and square and pretty cute. Cheetah, don't get careless. I can only spoof the error signals for a few rounds. We need to take care of this ASAP. So, that means we can gain points but not lose them. Relax, leader. I won't hold you back. Playing games is serious business for me. Achieve a score of 200k. So what are the rules? After being attacked, randomly roll a number between 1 and 6. So what if I just... I have an idea. Okay. So first, let me buff QJ, because this is... Actually...
差不多就行了吧。
5, 4, 6.
了解。
Holy shit! Oh! Got a 2. Go again.
差不多就行了吧。
6, 4, 2.
准备。
Holy shit! The spinning die gradually slows down and eventually comes to a halt with a 6 facing up. The Carnival Cubic machine plays upbeat music. Ding ding ding! Congratulations on winning again, guest number 03425. Do you wish to continue betting? We scored the 100k we need. Let's wrap things up. QJ clicks the quit button and a flood of chips pours out of the chute amidst the sound of clinks and beeps. Wow, leader, we're rich! Huh? Cheetah takes out the sole golden chip from the pile. Its mass takes her by surprise. Wait a minute. I think this chip is made from actual gold. Is the Gerard Group giving these out just like that? 100k credits is pretty close for the price you'd pay for actual gold. Is that how it is? Then this place is a gold mine. I wish we had more time to earn more. Then we can hand it to the caretaker's caretaker. Beep beep beep. Cheetah's muttering is interrupted by an alert. QJ turns away to take Colo's call. Leader, The cruise ship has come to a halt in a bay that's surrounded by mountains on 3 sides. A bay that's fenced in by mountains. Choosing such a well-hidden location suggests that this special event isn't something they want others to see. That's what Miss Hellion said too. She sent 2 support echelons and a helicopter over. We're currently shadowing the liner. If anything happens, we'll be able to support you ASAP. Alright, be careful. Do not let the external guards spot you. Understood. We've also finished analyzing the vessel structure. I'll send a 2D map to you later. Once you find Lind, you can evac by following the indicated route. I'll pick you up on the deck. Good work, Tololo. You're almost as efficient as this genius. Uh-huh. Huh? Why is anyone talking? After a brief silence, Tololo awkwardly clears her throat. Also, I learned something about the matter you asked me to investigate. What did you find out? The Novalis belongs to a toy company. Or Novalis belongs to a toy company. It's a place that the company uses to host charity events, and many media outlets have reported on it. Its CEO, Madame Celia, would often bring their son Carl to these events. The toys Carl created have also made the news. The heir to a toy company. In other words, that Mr. Holtz. That's right. Carl's full name is Carl Holtz. The contact information he gave to Griffin was correct. But why would someone who runs a charity want to kidnap Lind? Also, the inside of this boat is about as far from non-profit as you can get. You're right. It isn't connected to charity at all, because Madame Celia passed away from an illness 6 years ago, and her toy company went down with her. Currently, the ownership of the liner has been transferred to Carl's father, Yakov. Oh, I remember that name. He was that jerk who was building robots for the Gerard Group. So you're saying this kidnapping was masterminded by the father and son duo? Something's not quite right. After putting together all the information Tololo was given, QJ saw silent for a while. Since Carl's father was a Gerard Group researcher, he ought to have a way to get those berserk robots under control. Why did he go out of his way to get a PMC to clean up his mess? Could he have been trying to get us to pick up the ID card? That would make it even weirder. Given the Gerard Group's wealth and power, they would definitely have access to in-house paramilitary forces. They wouldn't need to hire criminals like the Varhaggers, and they most certainly wouldn't need to resort to such roundabout means to kidnap Lind. The most likely possibility is that Carl didn't want to draw the group's attention. All this was simply a personal initiative. So you're saying Yakov doesn't know about this? Indeed. Everything's been going smoothly all night, from boarding the vessel to the ID check. Even the ship's security forces have been replaced by robots for the most part. I think it's less that he doesn't know it, more like he isn't even on the ship at all. Both sides of the line go silent. Well, even if we know all this, we don't know what the kidnappers are trying to accomplish. There's too much that we still don't know. All we do is head down to B1 deck and see if we can find more clues there. Yep, seeing is believing. After all, let's go, go, go! After ending the transmission with Tololo, QJ and Cheetah arrive at the door marked VIP area. Can we go in? One moment, please. The security guard takes the gold chip and presses it to a sensor on the door. There's a beep, and a door slowly slides open, revealing a lavishly decorated elevator. Please proceed, ladies. It's a lift. Looks like our guest was on the mark. I'll be able to see Lind soon. The pair enter the elevator while holding these thoughts in their hearts. The heavy doors separate the inside and the outside like a wall. There's a muffled commotion behind the door, as though the sound is being muffled by some invisible membrane. As the feeling of weightlessness from the elevator's ascent grows, this noise becomes clearer. Hums. Until the elevator comes to a halt and the doors slowly open. Shouts and screaming fill the air, and the mix of sweat, blood, and stimulants hit them in the face like a physical blow. What on earth is this place? Unlike the brightly lit 1F, B1 is dim with blood-red lighting. In the center is a huge circular arena surrounded by maniacal fans. Their formal attire cannot hide the bloodlust in their eyes. The sound of cheers and curses blend together as though this is their paradise of release. In the arena, a red doll and a blue doll are engaged in combat. The payout odds for both sides fluctuate on the overhead screen, and the shifting numbers have the audience in their grasp. It's as though the entire B1 deck is in the grip of some indescribable frenzy. How could this be happening? Don't tell me they kidnapped Lind to... Ooh! Suddenly, an ear-splitting cheer comes from the crowd. QJ and Cheetah look toward this arena. The red doll has her foot firmly planted on the blue doll's head, and the shiny floorboards reflect her crushed, distorted face. The red doll raises her sword high, aims for her opponent's shoulder joint, and forcefully drives her weapon home. The doll fighter screams. The blue doll's right arm is parted from the rest of her body, and she rolls several meters away, coming to a halt at the edge of the arena. The disarmed blue doll curls up on the ground, moaning in pain. The doll's pitiful cries are immediately drowned out by the cheers of the audience. In the very next moment, the big screen above the ring zooms in on the red doll's cold eyes. I gotta actually like prepare for this. Oi, you awake? Lynn's blank's eyes open. She turns her head jerkily toward the voice. Oracle activated. Target identification module successfully loaded. Awake then, are you? Carl presses a button on his remote. There's a crisp click, and the bindings on the electrical chair disengage. Stand up and walk around. She stands up and mechanically walks around the room, then awaits Carl's next command. Turn in place and sit back down. After seeing Lynn execute his commands to the letter, Carl claps his hands in delight. I didn't think the beta virus could be so effective. Even a rushed copy of the 45% of the code segment is still enough to control a doll's neural cloud. No wonder these defects in the arena all fight like they're possessed once they get infected by it. Why did Dad set up such good stuff like this instead of giving it to me? Good stuff. I was pretending to space out, and he totally fell for it. Seems a bit too easy, doesn't it? Actually, just fucking baited. Oh my god, I actually kinda like this girl. Holy shit. Talk about a stupid moron of a nepo baby. Once again, Lynn lambasts Carl's intelligence in the confines of her mind. Forget it. This actually helps bypass all kinds of problems. I might be able to get him to spill the beans on something too. That data assault on my level 2 just now was massive. If I hadn't fought back in time, our neural cloud would really have been overwritten. Well, is it because the virus code was incomplete? Still, wasn't this virus targeted toward Gerard dolls? I was built by IOP, so why was it effective against me? Could it be that Gerard dolls use the same base layer technology as IOP dolls? Before Lynn can reach a conclusion, Carl gives her another order. Oi, doll, come here. I'll tell you about the arena rules and your opponent tonight. Here it comes. Let me see exactly what you're up to. Lynn walks over to Carl's side. While Lynn was mentally prepared for what she might see in an arena, the sight before her still hits hard. The screen shows a camera feed. Inside it, a red-colored doll with bunny ears is viciously chopping a doll on the ground to bits. It exemplifies cruelty, violence, and savagery. Just about every frame of the video maxes out Lynn's tolerance for disgust. As you can see, there's no rules for the doll arena. You can use any means to attack and freely destroy your opponent's frame. Simply put, whoever reduces their opponent to scrap first wins. Carl pushes the pause button. The feed is frozen on an image of the moment when the red doll cuts her opponent in half at the waist. This is your opponent tonight, Krolik, who's known as K09 here. When a certain underground doll arena was all the rage in the green zones, she was one of the 2 most popular fighters there. Do you know why that is? My melee combat dolls are rare enough for starters, and her brutal fighting style was the most entertaining. And of course, the more thrilling the show, the more the audience loved it. Unfortunately, the real Krolik escaped during an accident 8 years ago, and it was her partner, the other most popular fighter there, who helped her flee. Even though they usually tried their best to kill each other in the ring, they decided to be all buddy-buddy at a time like that. Dolls make me sick. Despite being created by humans, all they think about is betraying humanity. Forget it. Why am I even telling a doll like you all this? Carl throws up his hands in exasperation. The organization's finances haven't been doing too well recently, so in order to whet the investors' appetite, Dad modified one of Krolik's replica frames into the K09 unit. It preserves the original Krolik's fighting style to the maximum extent. Even her swing force is a one-of-one match. And surprisingly, K09 is undefeated in the arena. It's won 22 consecutive matches so far, and its total winnings are a jaw-dropping amount. This is why I've brought you here. I want you to replace K09 and become the new king of the ring. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here? So it was such a stupid reason, dude. That's why I hate unreasonable violence. It takes great effort for Lynn to suppress her desire to throw up. Now's not the time to fight back. If the commander were here, or even just leader, they told me not to be impulsive. I need to stay calm. The way you are now makes it hard for me to tell how much is actually getting through. If you understand, repeat what I just said. Understood. My mission is to help you destroy the doll that your dear father went to all that effort to build. Yes, good. Carl nods in satisfaction. The tone, though, it sounds strange. Is sarcasm a factory default setting for you? Never mind, it doesn't matter. As long as you blow KO9 apart with your shotgun, the audience will go crazy over you, and you'll become the new star of the underground with countless fans and followers. Meanwhile, I'll have the grounds to talk terms with Father. I'll have proven that I can influence a family business, and I'm the one who deserves to operate Mother's cruise liner. How's that? Isn't that a win-win play worthy of a genius? Dude, I can literally see the iShow's speed face. It's like, if I laugh, we all blow to bits. Carl looks at Lynn's blank face and seems a little disappointed. Father was like this too. He'd either mock me or ignore me every day. Go ahead and talk. It doesn't matter if you're sarcastic or not. This is just too boring. For instance, don't you have any questions you want to ask me? Right, just ignore those unnecessary orders and ask what you want. You just said that having me get rid of KO9 was one of your goals, right? So firepower wasn't the real reason you picked me. Of course. If I just wanted a fighter, buying a tactical doll from the black market would have been simple enough. But the arena isn't a battlefield. It's ultimately just a form of entertainment. The performance aspects of it are more important than the fighting elements. Like pain, for instance. Carl chuckles and taps the ULSD dossier on his table. I know you were an experimental unit with simulated sensory organs, and your ability to perceive pain is beyond anything other dolls can match, let alone these fighters. Most of them are defects Father produced in the process of producing third-gen dolls. Most of them don't even have mature neurocloud modules loaded. They're failures in every sense of the word. While the beta virus has a side effect of amplifying sensory feedback, they can only respond mechanically, which is far from what research-grade work demands. So even pain can become an object in scientific study. If the audience wants it, nothing is impossible. Oh, you should watch this. We'll be working together for a good long time anyway, so the more you understand, the better. The scene of a monitor changes to a video log of an experiment. A shabbily dressed man is tied to a wooden rack, and the group of researchers in white coats are surrounding him. Commencing experiment number GR00237, now collecting data on edged implement injury. Ew. The researcher raises his scalpel and jabs it into the test subject, and his blood sprays out and covers the screen. The test subject's echo throughout the chamber, while researchers look down at the clipboards and scribble notes as if all this was just a footnote in completing their experiment. Experiment numbers GR00237 control group, begin procedure. The sheen shifts. The test subject is now a doll. A researcher... Stop! Stop that! Stop! A researcher jabs a scalpel into the doll's arms once, twice, over and over again until he has produced suffering like what the human endured. What? Why are they doing this? Lynn feels her neurocloud temperature spiking. If what she saw before was merely nauseating, what she's looking at now, it fills her with utter boiling rage. The image of the test subject doll defocuses, disintegrates, and comes back together before her eyes over and over again. The lingering pain from the virus awakens, traveling through her frame until it converges on her right arm. It's as though the scalpel has passed through the screen and is stabbing through her synth skin. Ow! It hurts. The last time I felt that was when... Lynn squeezes her eyes shut. Memories pour in like a tide. Those days and nights laced with a scent of antiseptics and all those helplessness and miseries feel exceptionally real to her. She remembers the blinding bright surgical lights, the ice-cold stab, the aloof looks on the researchers' faces, and the way that she curled up from the pain. She remembers the questions she used to ponder back then. What did I feel back then when I was chosen as a test subject? Was it despair, fear, discontent? No. Back then, I wasn't even self-aware enough to ask myself those things. I even thought my pain was the whole reason I existed. Just like these test subjects and these arena fighters, they're being treated as tools to be used and discarded by their masters, and they think it's perfectly natural. But I know better now. I know this is not right. I met people who showed me the truth, giving me their all with the correct words and correct actions in order to show that what was done to me was wrong. Lynn recalls the faces of many people, the commander, Kalina, Hellion, the others from Phosphol, and many others beside, all friends that she had the privilege of sharing her life with. If she hadn't met them, she probably would still be trapped in a place like this, existing only to suffer like in this video. So this time, it's my turn too. Just then, Carl's voice chimes in, taking Lynn out of her thoughts and back to reality.
Hi. You haven't moved a muscle for 3 full minutes. What's the matter? Did you blue screen or something? Was that virus too strong? Did it burn out your neurocloud or something? Crap. I hope not. That'd be really bad.
Knock, knock, knock. A series of rapid knocks interrupts his words, and a waiter's voice speaks from outside the door. Master Carl, your father just called. It would be best if you attended to it immediately. What? Carl's face falls instantly. He rushes over to the door and flings it open. The waiter on the other side is startled by the forcefulness of his actions.
What did he say?
Your father sounded quite angry and said he was on the way back, so I was worried that he might have found out about your plan.
Didn't he go to Elviv with his staff to prepare for the technical summit? Didn't he say it was very important? How could he spare time to come back?
I'm not very sure.
Damn it! He's already ruining things for me at the most important moment. Take me back to the deck right now and think of a way to delay him.
The door slams shut with a loud bang, and the voices of Carl and the waiter gradually fade into the distance. Lynn breathes a sigh of relief. Whew. And here I was thinking that how to get rid of that arrogant young master. That phone call sure came in time. After that, Lynn connects herself to the command console and begins planning for her next move. Fortunately, I still have the virus data that I copied from the mansion robots. Since the robots going out of control was caused by our virus, then uploading it all to all security robots on the ship through the central command console should trigger an uprising too. Once they all go berserk, I'll wait for the right moment to lead the dolls out of here and make our escape. Lynn looks at the clock on the wall and the endlessly progressing flow of time. While there are still many variables in the plan given the situation, so we just have to take things one step at a time. Well, I don't have time to do a cryptic security routine. I'll just break through it by force. Ew, piss stain. Alright, we've got the Scourge Moth thing. We need to interact with the thing there. What is this? Okay. Let me grab Ulrid. I do have her. Where's she at? Huh? Oh, there she is.
了解。
I'll remove my clue card too on it.
怕了吗？
So I just need to interact with the target location. Win within 6 turns. Okay.
训练有一定成效。
We can do something cheesy.
这一束还来得及。目标沉默，
正常水平罢了。
这一束还来得及。
What if I
正常
just
水平罢了。
hold on? Which stage is this? Blind bet? What did that? Okay, cool. If only Leader and the others were here. Doing this by myself is a fucking pain. Fortunately, the virus is already doing its thing. A few more minutes and the ship's defense systems will also be completely paralyzed. Maybe I can use this time to find the exact location of the imprisoned dolls. Let me see. The database should be here, right? Ah, I found it. It's a blueprint of the ship's internal layout. And what are these next to it? Encrypted documents? Can't open them. Yeah, I'll just copy them all and worry about them later. The hour hand on the room's clock has traveled quite some distance. The sound of the hard leather shoes and metal passes is audible through the door, accompanied by Carl's cursing.
You useless bastard! Why did you make such a big fuss, even though nothing happened? As a master of the novelist, I order you to bring my match forward right now.
But
No buts, and I don't care what the backhand people have to say about it either. You begin the match before Father returns.
shit, that Carl guy's back. Copy 97, 98. Lynn's fingers fly across the keyboard, her eye darting between the monitor and the door faster and faster. Hold on, just a little more. Progress bar fills up with a beep. Lynn quickly closes the control terminal and takes a deep breath before quickly returning to her previous position. Carl storms in and quickly glances around the room several times but finds nothing amiss. Then he glares at Lind.
Are you awake?
Protocol activated. Target identification module successfully loaded. Seeing Lind wake up from offline status soothes Carl's frazzled nerves somewhat.
Seriously, screw that old fart. He keeps messing with my plans. I was planning to work on tactics, but the situation has changed, and we look like we won't have time for that now. Our match has been brought forward. We're up next.
Just as well. The virus should kick in around that time. Alright, I'll play with you then. Ignorant of Lynn's intentions, Carl takes a deep breath and his confident smile returns to his face.
Let's go. It's time we made our entrance.
这样一来，就有时间去做自己喜欢的事了。
Bang. The red doll easily evades the last shot. The blue doll loses its other arm and stumbles back, its neck spewing sparks. The red doll lunges forward, swinging her sword at the blue doll's vitals and delivering a fatal blow. In the next moment, the blue doll keels over and the red doll ruthlessly stomps her underfoot. With the battle decided, the roars from an audience grow louder and louder, waves of sound echoing inside the compartment. Finish her! Finish her! Target destruction command, load complete. The red doll drives her hand into the blue doll's chest. With a burst of strength, she rips out her opponent's still glowing heart. There's a crunch of electronic components splintering, and the arena is filled with deafening screams. Damn, Krolik was insane back in the day. In response to the audience cries, the red doll raises the fragments of her opponent's quote-unquote heart into the air, and she turns and vanishes backstage. Leader, was the purpose of bringing all those dolls aboard this ship just so they could be thrown into this underground arena? I can't accept this. This is too much. How could something like this happen? I didn't expect for the people behind the doll arenas to be going strong. Looks like that crackdown operation from back then didn't get rid of them. What do you mean by crackdown operations? Were there places like this before? Yes. I heard that doll arenas like these used to be really popular in green zones for a while. Back then, they were run by mobsters, and the purchase, modification, and smuggling of dolls on the black market was very, very common. But ever since StateSec began their doll arena crackdown operation in 2067, such organizations began to decline, and the government began strengthening regulation on the use of tactical dolls. From the looks of things, they're back. They just flipped to the border between the green and yellow zones. So those jerks from back then were walking around without a care in the world now? This isn't right. We can't be sure. Perhaps the mobsters were replaced by the Gerard group. Perhaps both sides reached an agreement to split the profits. The one thing we do know is that the people in charge of the arena are now the Gerard group, with their massive influence, power, and resources. The casino above us? No, I should say this entire cruise liner exists for the sake of this underground doll arena. QJ looks toward the ring. Workers are clearing up the doll wreckage from the arena. The sight makes QJ's voice even more somber. There's no telling how many dolls have suffered like that in this place. We were lucky to have lived under the protection of Griffin, but we simply didn't know enough about this dark side of the civilized society. Now that you mention it, since this cruise is more members only, all the people it serves are definitely wealthy or powerful, right? Maybe Gerard uses places like these to gain political leverage on them. Correct. I'm sure there are many deeply hidden dealings here that we haven't discovered yet. Damn it! I wish I could reveal all their bad deeds to the world. Hey, who turned on all the lights? Suddenly, the lights above the audience seats go out one after another with the outside inwards. In the darkness, a shaft of blinding light descends from above, illuminating the host. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the NV Novelist, I think. Our Queen of the Ring, KO9, will be taking a short rest, and she will return to give you an exciting show later on. To all our guests who wish to wager on the outcome, please proceed to the right side of the ring within 10 minutes and place your bets with your gold chips in hand. No wonder you need gold chips to get into this place, so that's what they're for. I'm sure many of our honored guests have lost their dolls during the course of tonight's arena matches, and as such, we have a special offer for you. All guests who have fielded contenders against KO9 tonight are entitled to a free trial of Group's latest batch of prototypes, codenamed GNL Beta, and enjoy the highest possible discounts tonight should they decide to purchase them. The host claps, and a carefully crafted advertisement trailer appears on the big screen. Rows of specially modified dolls walk into frame, ranging from domestic models to entertainment types and everything else in between, each with a different make and appearance. The only thing these dolls have in common is that they all have the same empty eyes as KO9 does. As you can see, the dolls from the GNL Beta patch have blank neural clouds, and their default beta programming makes them completely obedient to your instructions. That means they won't complain, won't refuse orders, and they definitely won't betray you. You can customize them to suit your preferences and needs and allow them to be freely used. Of course, domestic models have all combat functionality removed, so you can rest assured that your product is absolutely safe. Oh, does that mean they won't even try to fight back? Of course. The host's voice slowly fades away, only to be replaced by twisted cheers and shouts from the audience. Some people are already planning to make full use of the new acquisitions. All kinds of deviant discussions filter through the air and make their way to QJ and Cheetah's ears. Holy fuck! Are these people all perverts? I can't take it anymore. Leader, can I go and teach them all a lesson? Calm down, Cheetah. We haven't found Lind yet. Also, we learned something from that little speech just now. At the very least, we now know why the dolls in the arena all seem so strange. It turns out they were under control of a virus. We need to prepare for the possibility that Lind has also been controlled by that virus. Snap! The spotlights come on again, illuminating the freshly cleaned ring. Alright, after the short intermission, it's time for what we've all been waiting for. Since our next contender will be using firearms, we urge all guests to stay beyond the boundary line lest you be injured by stray rounds. Light red panes of bulletproof glass rise from the arena around the ring, blocking it off from the audience. And now, introducing the Queen of the Ring and her challenger! As the audience cheers, the spotlight focus on a following crimson doll as she slowly walks into the ring. It's KO9, sword in hand. And then, a shaft of dazzling light shines down on the right side of the arena, framing a purple doll who's holding a familiar shotgun. Oh! Leader, that's Lind! Cheetah, try to establish comms with Lind right now. At this range, we should be able to contact her using our squad channel. Beep beep. The transmission goes through, but Lind's face remains blank and she does not respond. What should we do, Leader? I think Lind's really been overtaken by that virus. It can't be helped. We'll have to go to her ourselves. I'll ask Tolo to make necessary preparations. Cheetah, get ready to back me up. Lind's safety is our top priority. Hello, Leader. I'm not getting a reply from Lind's communicator. Not good. They're about to attack. Cheetah, pay attention to the enemy's movements. We need to step in and provide support if Lind is in danger. Okay. I kind of wish I played this on heroic mode, but I don't have Lind, and I'm just gonna. What if we do? What if we put Krolik versus Krolik? Hold on.
来试试。
Will this kill her? Oh no, it won't. Based. Okay, hold on.
挡在我面前。哼，都给我去死吧！太弱了。
Let me see if I can move my way to go cover.
挡在我面前，就你！哼，都给我去死吧！哼，都给我去死吧！哼，
Just fell over.
这么简单就结束，我可还没。啊，好了，下一个任务是什么？
Kaboom! A hot load of shot hits the floor of the arena. Metal balls ricochet off the bulletproof glass and crack spiderweb everywhere. Upon seeing Lin's attack miss, KO9 quickly whirls her blade around, converting her swing into a thrust aimed directly at Lin's chest. Lin steps diagonally backward and barely avoids the strike, but KO9's sword grazes her tip of the arm and leaves a dark red wound. That hurt! Fortunately, my tactical BDUs made the strong materials, only my synth skin got nicked. Otherwise, I might have lost that entire arm. KO9 clearly doesn't anticipate her opponent avoiding her otherwise fatal blow because she freezes in surprise. However, she changes her stance and resets her sword, ready to launch another attack. Lin's feet keep moving, and she dodges a series of attacks before pulling away to make some space between them. Why is she so fucking fast? Is she actually a rabbit or something? She's been on me like Sabrina on dinner ever since the battle began. I haven't had a chance to counterattack at all. Even if it's because of beta virus, that kind of tenacity is fucking scary. Lin carefully studies KO9's every move as she works to get her breathing under control while shifting her center of balance and keeping her finger on the trigger. Don't panic. Leader and Cheetah are in the audience. All I need to do is draw this out until the robots go berserk. I'll open fire the next time she rushes me. Should be able to find an opening then. Now! The moment she sees KO9 raise her sword, she pulls the trigger without hesitation. A wall of shots spews from her gun's barrel and slams into KO9's weapon with a crisp sound of metal on metal. Although KO9 evades most of the metal balls with preternatural speed, one of them manages to punch through her shoulder. Surprisingly enough, KO9 completely ignores her shoulder injury and brings her blade down on Lin's head with a cleaving chop. Lin rolls back and out of the way, once again evading the attack by the skin of her teeth. No wonder Carl said something about wanting to improve the beta virus sensory side effects. She's clearly nowhere as sensitive to pain as I am. How is that even fair? Time can't be helped. Time to go full auto on her. I'll just have to fix your frame once we get out of here. Lin takes a deep breath and decides to max out her power output. A curtain of red-hot lead instantly blocks off the way ahead of her. KO9 steps aside and dodges every pellet headed her way, and then she reverses her grip on her sword and rushes Lin. Once she determines that KO9 is within range, Lin focuses her fire on KO9's lower body. What? KO9 loses her balance as she takes a light hit to her leg, which supports her frame. Lin jumps over, pressing the off-balance KO9 to the ground with her elbow and pressing the muzzle of her gun against KO9's head with her other hand. That would have settled her now. However, KO9 chooses her moment to erupt with tremendous force. She punches up by the back of her blade, knocking the gun away on her head before slamming her right knee into Lin's chest and taking her by surprise. Ugh. Pain radiates through Lin's chest as she staggers back while panting heavily. Damn it. It hurts so bad I can't see straight. Although her vision is blurry now, Lin still strives to right her balance while opening fire on KO9's direction. Soon, the Auto 12 she holds clicks as the timer falls in an empty chamber. KO9 dashes up in front of Lin, her sword held high. Lin! And then KO9's hand freezes suddenly in midair. The lights above her suddenly flash, and the bulletproof glass around her ring slowly lowers. The entire arena is filled with a bizarre silence. Then, the sound of mechanical whirring comes from all around them. Cheetah, now! Support Lin! Their guns blaze fire as bullets hit the ground under KO9's feet, driving her back. Then, as though they've been receiving some sort of signal, every robot in the arena begins opening fire indiscriminately. The members of the audience scream and flee in all directions. Amidst the chaos, QJ and Cheetah hear Lin's voice over the communicators. Looks like our luck was on our side in the end. Lynn, it's you. You mean you weren't taken over by whatever virus thing? Then thank goodness. I thought you really were just finished just now. Finished my ass, don't jinx me. Lynn gets up and dusts herself off, changing out a new drum of ammo as she does. Then she vaults over the arena's fencing and returns to Frostfall Squad. Welcome back, Lynn. QJ and Cheetah smile as they meet her gaze. Then they pivot and wordlessly take up a defensive formation. Where's Tolala? I'll tell you along the way. Right now, we're going to follow the route she planned and get out of here. The sooner the better. We can't use the elevator anymore, so we need an alternative route. In other words, we'll have to go through the back of the audience seating following a supply corridor and use it to reach the main deck. Cheetah, prepare to fall back. No problem, leader. Leave it to me. Cheetah pulls back flashbang out of her waist backpack, pulls the pin on it, and throws it on the ground. Smile for the camera. A blinding flash of light envelops the arena, and KO9 is forced to shield her eyes. When she finally can open them, all KO9 can see is the trio running back in the seating area. Automatic loading. Pursuit command. Target identification successful. Still looking in the direction where Trio have fled, KO9 stands up once again and gives chase. It's kind of scary if, like, she's on you. Wait, so Mr. Arrogant Young Master went through all that effort to capture you because he wanted you to fight for him? Cheetah's exclamation was so loud that it echoes through the hall. A bunch of security troopers come to investigate, but a hail of fire forces them to take cover behind the pillars. As Lynn shoots, she gives the Cheetah a "give me a break" look. Hello, we're still trying to escape here. Can you keep it down, please? But things ended up this way because he half-assed everything. Strictly speaking, it wasn't just because of that, but I don't have time to elaborate right now. Cheetah, help me lay down some covering fire. I have something to tell leader. No problem. This time I'll protect you, Lynn. Cheetah flashes an OK sign and moves up to the head of the formation. Just then, a transmission from Tololo comes in. Leader, head right at the fort up ahead, and you'll see the corridor leading to the deck. Understood. Lynn, what is it that we can't wait until we get up there? Sorry, leader, but in a sense, this is the last chance I'll get for this. Lynn takes a deep breath, and then looks at the fork up ahead. I managed to interface with other systems in the liner's main control room, and I found their exact locations. That is, the dolls being controlled by the arena staff. I want to take them with us. What? Where are they being held? Area D3 on the port side. Tololo, calculate a route there. Roger. The reply from Tololo comes in less than a minute later. The left path from the fork ahead leads to Area D3, the exact opposite way from the exit, and ship security is closing in on your location. It'd be a risky course of action. If Jorah group reinforcements arrive quicker than we can move, things would be even worse. What do you want to do, leader? QJ doesn't reply, only tapping her terminal with her index finger. Lind, I'm fairly sure you've prepared yourself for this possibility, but I must remind you that if we choose to commit to this course of action, we might not be able to complete the objective or ensure everyone's safety. Even so, do you wish to proceed? Yeah. I can't do it myself, so I need you, Cheetah, Tololo, I need all of Frostfall to help me out. You don't say things like this often. There's a short silence. QJ looks at Lind in the eye, as though she's come to a decision. Understood. Change your plans, Frostfall Squad. We're heading to Area D3 to rescue the captured dolls. Lind blinks in surprise as she stares at her squad leader. The mental image she's always had of QJ had someone who always been cautious and diligent. Yet she has agreed to readily to Lind's request. Lind can see a trust which needs no justification in QJ's eyes. Oh, so we're gonna be doll saviors now? Awesome! I've always wanted a halo. Tololo, help us draft up another route that'll help us avoid ship security. We'll go. Lind, how many dolls are we talking about here? According to the data, there's about 170 of them. The more troublesome thing is that the neural clouds have been wrecked by the beta virus. They might not want to listen to us anymore. Wait, so there's almost 200 of them, and they might not even cooperate with us? We can't exactly cart them all off one by one, right? Also, even assuming we got to them in a position to be evacuated, we wouldn't have the time or cabin space to evacuate them all. QJ opens her terminal and begins thinking about it as she studies the ship blueprints. The dolls are all on the stern of the vessel. If we could trap the enemy amidships, it would give us a lot more time to work in. Cheetah looks over at QJ's shoulder and studies the map. Then she points at the red shaded area in the rear of the vessel. Leader, why don't we blow up the central fuel tank over here and cut the ship in half? That way we can separate the part where the dolls are. You want to blow the ship in half? Do we even have anything powerful enough to do that? You haven't forgotten this genius's forte. Cheetah produces a small ball out of nowhere and tosses it up, a wicked glint in her eyes. Ta-da! Behold, my remote bomb. At last, a place for it to see proper use. Anyway, give the order, leader. That bunny-eared doll is coming for us. QJ's gaze hardens as he focuses on the incoming figure in red. She quickly judges the feasibility of the mission and makes a decision. Cheetah, plant the explosives at the central fuel tank. Watch for a chance to set it off, but only after Lind and I arrive. Got it! Tololo, contact Miss Hellion right now and have her send for more backup. Once we scuttle the ship, we'll need people who can manage to move the part of the vessel where all the dolls are. Understood. Lind and I will stay here to lure the enemy to the other side of the ship. We'll buy time for Cheetah, Tololo, and our backup to arrive. Causing chaos should be Cheetah's strong suit, right? Still. Never mind, this sort of thing is alright from time to time. Lind reloads her Auto 12 and focuses her gaze on the incoming KO9 before pulling the trigger. Her shotgun sprays a torrent of lead, blasting huge chunks of the masterfully carved marble paneling. A column collapses with a deafening crash. KO9 is forced to stop as a fallen pillar blocks her path and forces up a huge cloud of dust. Aren't you good at running? Come catch us then. Oh, I see the little thing right there. What is that? Alright, so where's the Krolik? We're at 1-8, okay. Grab Ulrid. Let's grab Vector, Klukai, and you know what? Since you room at 50-50, let's grab Vepley. Oh, Krolik's right here. I see. Ah, the stun went through. I remember seeing that thing though. Where's the thingamajiggy? Oh, it's right here. I see it. It's like some candies. Don't mind me. Sorry, KO9. I'm just gonna yoink. Investigate that. Nice. Got a pull. Very good. Okay.
训练有一定成效。这一输还来得及，正常水平罢了。是。
Let's go. Time to move. You got it slow as shit. Come here. Let's go. QJ and Lin use the terrain to mount a hit-and-run attacks on KO9 and the pursuers. They manage to strand them on the B1 deck and get them to the main deck on time. Whew. It's almost time. Are Cheetah and Tololo ready yet? The plan's going smoothly and our backup's in place. Head to the pickup point now. The pair run to the center of the ship where they find Cheetah waving to them happily. Over here, over here! This time, I was faster than you and Lind. Aren't you gonna praise me? Tololo, bring the chopper in. Prepare for extraction. QJ pulls Cheetah from behind her and looks up. Tololo pilots the chopper toward the three of them. It comes to a halt at the last moment, the rotors churning up waves on the surface of the water below. The cabin slides open, and Tololo peeks her head open to throw a rope ladder down at the three of them. Come on! Just then, there's a loud crash. KO9 bursts out from the nearby hatch, her eyes aglow with crimson rage. She tightens her grip on the sword and immediately lunges at the three dolls. Now, Cheetah, blow the charges! You're just in time. Cheetah squeezes the button on her detonator, and the bombs detonate the central fuel tank. A massive column of three flames shoots into the sky and dyes the darkened sky a dull red. The ship lurches heavily as it is cut in two. Fragments fly everywhere as the two halves keel over and begin sinking into the sea. KO9's frame is sent flying back by the shockwaves, and she lands heavily on the stern of the vessel, while Frostfall uses his opportunity to scramble aboard the ladder. The helicopter climbs rapidly, rising high into the night sky. We did it! Lynn can see Hillion's backup arriving in the light of the burning deck. The familiar, formerly dust-gathering tugboat is now towing them away to the stern of the vessel where the captured dolls are. Looks like we managed to rescue all those dolls, as well as that KO9. Things went better than expected. We're lucky that our backup arrived before Gerard's forces did, but we can't get careless because of that. Tololo, activate EW stealth systems. We need to get out of here. ASAP. Understood. Mission complete. Preparing to return to base. Tololo presses a button on the helicopter's control panel. It shimmers for a moment in the night sky and projects a holographic image around itself. Several seconds later, the helicopter blends into the starry sky, vanishing into the darkness before the dawn. Meanwhile, on the other side of the ship, a bedraggled figure struggles to his feet before pounding the locker room like a madman. Damn it. The Carl jabs at his communicator. He presses so hard that his fingers have gone red from the lack of circulation. The door thuds heavily under his pounding. Father, do you hear me? Mother's ship is about to sink. I know you have something to do, so please save the ship. This is the last thing Mother left behind. Despite Carl's wail of despair, the only answer from the communicator is a sound of static. Just when he thinks there will be no reply, the person he is calling suddenly speaks in a quiet voice. Father, is that you? Thank God you answered. You'll save this ship, won't you? If I were you, I'd think of how to get out of that room first rather than cry and whine about a boat when your life is in danger. It's just a tool of making money. Is that really that important? It doesn't matter if it's blown up or scuttled. Once something loses its value, it doesn't matter what happens to it. You're the only one who is so dedicated to something left behind by a corpse. No, it can't be. This is Mother's legacy. How can you care so little about it? Also, I'm still on the ship. I'm your son. You can't just abandon me now. Abandon you? Yakov can't help but snort derisively at Carl's naive plea. My biggest mistake was not abandoning you after Celia had raised you into a failure, and even going as far as to give you a chance after chance to prove yourself, including this one. What do you mean? Are you saying you already knew about my plan? When did you... What do you think? Do you really think you could have entered the main control room with just your meager access privileges? And as it turns out, not letting you in was the right thing to do. I placed you in charge of things just once, and you fucked it all to hell. Not only did those PMC dolls run circles around you, they also managed to steal all the data in the main control room. And now, they've even got their hands on over 170 gladiator dolls. Exactly what do you think qualifies you to talk terms with me? You are the one who sank this ship, and you did it with your own hands. Yakov's judgment is like a cold blade sinking deep into Carl's heart. Carl clutches on the communicator tightly, muttering to himself, unable to believe what he's hearing. No. It's not over yet. I can remotely trigger those dolls' self-destruct programming. I can destroy the evidence. We can still turn things around. Now I'm completely certain that you're even more of a mindless idiot than those dolls. They blew up the remote control server with their chopper before they left. You have well and truly fucked things up now. What? Upon realizing there's no going back from this, Carl slumps to the ground. This isn't my fault. Those damn dolls were only able to take advantage of the situation because I didn't get the full beta virus. It's not my fault. If you just give me another chance. Another chance? You still want another chance? The company's had its hands in full dealing with Fabin recently. The CEO is tearing his hair out, but the handfuls over them. Did you know that? And you choose now, of all times, to pull off a stunt like this? There will be no more chances for you. Carl's mouth hangs open as he looks at the door that will not open for him. He does not even have words to deny his father's words. As a child, you fooled around with the high-grade parts like they were toys. It was like watching a monkey with a Kalashnikov. After all these years, you're still the same as when Celia was around. You haven't grown a bit. You don't even qualify to be an obstacle for me, let alone my successor. So, once something loses its value, it doesn't matter what happens to it. That includes me too, right? If you were this smart each time, you wouldn't have ended up like this. Yakov's words are casual, but they hit Carl like a punch to the gut. In Carl's memory, this is the first time his father has ever praised him. But it also seems like it'll be the last. No, you're my father. You wouldn't do this, right? You won't do this to me, right? Everything I did was to make you proud. Ever since Mother died, I've been working so hard all this time. Don't bring up that mother of yours. Yakov suddenly explodes with rage. His resentment that has festered for so many years is finally pouring out. I wouldn't even marry that dumb bitch if she wasn't from the Orla conglomerate. She made a fortune and all she did was sit on it, making a bunch of worthless toys or donating it to charity. Now, not only did she criticize me for obtaining 16 Labs doll tech, she even was planning to reveal the secrets between me and the CEO to the public, so she had to die, and good fucking riddance to her. And even after her death, she left someone like you behind. I've been living in her shadow for far too long. You should have died along with Celia. What? So you're saying you killed Mother? Crack. The nearby portholes collapse under the force of the explosion, and grass rains down like hail. Carl's communicator falls to the ground, emitting a shrill error tone. Carl screams at it, but will never answer him again, and the roiling flames consume his final words. You extinguished the sparks Mother left behind.
将404作为对手，是你们最大的错误。
Genuine fucked up, bro. I don't even know who to feel bad for. Genuinely? Wow. Alright then. What a way to go. Property records for government officials, legal dollar transaction logs, audit records for the ship's environmental missions. Gerard Group really has quite a litany of sins to its name. Frostfall Squad is going through the data Lynn copied from the main control room. It's certainly quite impressive. There's a breakdown of the NV Novalis income and expenditure here too. Let me see. Wow, this is actually kind of scary. They make more in one day than our squad does in a whole month. It's just as we thought. The income from the entertainment was minuscule compared to the illegal betting on the doll arena. Well, we can now be completely certain that the Gerard Group was controlling and running the doll arena. They could make a killing from the black market and use their opportunity to utilize otherwise defective dolls. The Gerard Group wins either way. The beta virus is probably developed for that purpose and tested on arena dolls. Oh yeah, speaking of which, don't you think you could get your frame checked out, Lind? It'd be better if there were traces of that virus left in your neural cloud. Don't worry. I'm not weak enough to be taken over by an incomplete virus. I'm more interested in why it works on IOP dolls. Wasn't it meant to target Gerard Group dolls? Lind, are you saying you suspect the Gerard Group stole 16 Labs doll technology? She does. This virus isn't like normal programs. Its right locations and logic will require a target with highly similar base layer code for it to work. But if the base layer code was too similar, then it would essentially be intellectual property theft. If that's really true, we can use the evidence from the doll arena as proof of Gerard Group's crimes and make them pay for what they've done. Indeed, even without the technology theft, just the proof of their crimes is enough to bring Gerard Group to court. I'll contact Miss Hillian now. Once we get back, we'll verify the matter ASAP. I'm pretty sure what we found will help the commander and Miss Kalina out in some way. QJ opens a comm terminal to Hylian and begins sending over what she's learned. After receiving Hylian's reply, QJ's stern expression softens considerably. I have good news. Miss Hylian managed to find a neutral organization that's willing to take in the dolls from the arena to help them clear out the remaining beta virus in the neural clouds. Really? That's great! They'll finally be able to shake off the Gerard Group's control. Additionally, the organization will provide them with counseling and support them as they reintegrate into human society. Not only will they be able to remove Gerard Group's influence, these dolls will also receive a chance to make a fresh start. You did very well, Lind. Lind doesn't answer, only leaning against the cabin wall in silence. The scorching pain from the virus infection still aches in her body, and a sense of survivor's guilt envelops her. Lind reflexively looks down at her trembling hands. I'm sorry. Lind, the leader was praising you. Why are you apologizing? I mean, all this happened because I went off without permission acting alone, right? And I even asked to change the plan in the last minute for selfish reasons. If anything happened to you because of all of that, then I... Lynn swallows the rest of her words. The three of them quickly exchange glances, and they head over to Lynn's side as one. What's this, Lynn? Are you actually worried about us? Relax. We're all okay, right? I believe our squad exists to support each other, understand each other, and to encourage each other. And at the end, your plan turned out just fine. Yeah, Cheetah and Tololo are correct. I know what kind of feelings must have motivated you, Lind. Your unwillingness to let Griffin wither away, and the anger that drove you to save your fellow dolls, the pain you felt when you thought you had involved us in your trouble. The truth is, we're all the same. The same? Correct. QJ gently pats Lind on the shoulder and smiles tenderly. As members of Frostfall Squad, we all have the same goal. We simply see things from different perspectives. Ultimately, I also feel partially responsible for this. I didn't communicate my thoughts clearly with you, which led you to feeling like you had to take everything on by yourself. So don't blame yourself anymore and relax a little bit, huh? Okay. Lynn looks up, her eyes filled with gratitude. It is then that QJ notices the wound K9 made on Lynn's arm. Here, I'll take care of that for you. QJ takes out the repair kit and patches up the cut with a gentle touch and practice skill. The pain from the wound makes Lynn wince. Aw, why don't you turn off your pain modules, Lynn? Patching wounds up hurts, you know. The truth is, I can't disable my friend's pain modules. Why not? Does that mean you've been enduring all that pain during each battle? Lynn falls silent and then nods. Well, I wouldn't say enduring it. After all, I'm used to it now. I was an experimental doll used in clinical trials. Part of the reason why Carl kidnapped me was because of that. What? Lynn doesn't feel the disgust or awkwardness she expected when discussing this part of her history that she doesn't want to disclose. Instead, she feels free. My first memories of this world were at an icy cold research institute and endless days of clinical trials. My frame received special modifications in order to meet certain experimental requirements. Not being able to switch off my pain modules was one of them. But doesn't that make fighting in everyday life really inconvenient? Why don't we ask Hylian to change out your frame when you get back? I'm sure she'll be able to think of something. Lynn shakes her head. One of Griffin's researchers asked me the same question when I first came to Griffin. He said that human sensory feedback would affect my performance in battle and recommended that I change to a more convenient body. But I refused. Wasn't that a good chance to do it? Why did you say no? I didn't know why I did it back then. I just did it out of reflex. Same thing with my name. I ought to be repulsed by the name Lind. The lab I was in gave it to me, and it contains all the painful memories from back then. But even after getting the chance to change my name, I still chose this one. At that time, I didn't know why I was so insistent on it, but now I'm slowly beginning to understand. Lynn looks at her friends. Back then, I thought I existed to be a test subject, and that my pain was the only value that I had. To deny this pain would be to deny my entire life and the reason I had for existing. It was in Griffin that I came to understand the true worth of it all. And it was my bonds with everyone that helped me realize that I could keep going forward even while carrying the pain of the past, and that I could fight to protect the others. I mean, the first step to accepting your past is to be able to look into the eye, right? Hint. And that's why I won't change my body, and I won't change my name. Frostfall Squad has made me feel like I belonged, and you helped me understand my reason for existing. Thanks for all that. A can of cool fruit juice suddenly presses itself against Lynn's cheek. Lynn looks back and sees Cheetah grinning at her. With waving a pack of snacks, she squirreled away for a moment like this. Aw, don't be so gloomy, Lynn. Frostfall is home for 4, which means we're all essential to it. Makes perfect sense, right? Just like how you can't leave us, we can't leave you either. That's right. We're only able to handle difficult missions because we have you around. Whether in the past, present, or future, we'll always fight side by side. Yep. In order to celebrate yet another perfectly completed mission, let's throw a party when we get back to base. Correction. It will be an after-crisis review meeting. Fortunately, the gold chip that Leader and Cheetah brought back is worth quite some money. Indeed, not only will we have solved our current financial emergency, I also managed to come up with a promising action plan for the future. With Tololo's observation skills, the support from Cheetah's items, Lynn's combat power, and my planning ability, we managed to demonstrate exceptional results in rescuing the hostages that have proven we can handle similar tasks of the same kind in the future. I believe the Frostfall squad reputation will soon spread far and wide. Beep beep. Whoa. The communicator rings. Upon seeing the name on it, QJ smiles. It's from Miss Hellion. Let's take it together. The 4 members of Frostfall squad look at each other and smile, and as one, they press the receive button. As the helicopter rises to the last of the collapsed particle clouds, the warm light of dawn shines on their faces. This is Frostfall squad. Mission complete. We're heading home. Well done. That was fun. Okay. Reward time. Pretty good. And only lasted for like 2 hours? Yeah. Good story. It does include major spoilers at the beginning, but I think the rest of the story is not too bad. I don't think it spoils too much. You might not know the full context that's going on here, so. Cheetah, QJ. Is that Tololo over there? Krolik in the middle and then looking back. Alright. Let's complete these 2. And we're gonna do more pulls.
是。还在期待什么？正常水平罢了。这书还来得及。正常水平罢了。
Oh, that's right, I only fit 1.
小声些。
形象检查，没有问题，许乖乖。
That's Krolik. Here, watch this.
相信我的准度。
Professional butt stabber.
相信我的准度。嘘，小声些。终结之时，
有空隙。
Oh, I won't hit her. That's fine. I hit her this way. Go, VEPLEY'D.
正常水平罢了。收到。是。
So probably
还
crit.
在期待什么问题？正常水平罢了。
Shoot this guy.
闪开！
大家打起去！
小声，收到。就这样消失吧。小声些，训练有一定成效了。让你3年。小声些，别眨眼，你会看不到我。小声些。任务结束，一起回去吧。
Alright, there you go. All supply runs done. Yoink and yoink. Alright, well, Sag. Did my friends get more? Everyone's getting Thor. Everyone's getting her. Let's go. Except for me. Oh, the early. There it is. Thank you, God. Let's go. Early pull.
那种正经到有点恶心的自我介绍就免了吧，又不是第一天认识了。名字，叫我林德就好。纸叶，轻拂的山峰，延伸。
Nice. So she literally was just right next on the chopping block. That's pretty cool. I forgot. Do I need to do weapon first or extra copy? Let me see.
活力十足是件好事。
哎，任务要赶不及了。
Why is the AA-12 like the stock so fucking short, bro? What the fuck is that? Alright. Okay, cool. Alright, up you go, Lind.
要补充点糖分吗？
She sounds so exasperated. I love it. I'll give her this real quick so that she looks better in the animations.
Hmm. 升职加薪，我还是很欢迎的喽。你在期待些什么？我还挺强的哦。
Nice. Alright. Ah, shit, I forgot. I like straight up used everything. Alright. I need to clear the corrosive with her, but I need to get her. Let me check her fortifications. So, Candy Glaze. Okay, Jellygull. That's really good. What the fuck? Damn. And what does her weapon do? It gives attack boost. I forgot if her actual gun was like the best thing to do. Let me see. The spreadsheet. Okay. Got it. All right, let's give it a shot. Another A12, not bad. It's probably gonna go right into it, so let's see how this goes. Hey, not bad. The cursed Mosin God. Every pull matters, so let's just keep going. Oh, actually, I actually needed this pistol because I used Faye. Okay, you know what? I'm not too mad about it. All right then. I wonder. I'll go for another copy first. I'm getting a lot of redundant pieces, so I can probably like be okay. Oh, that's a little early. Okay. Damn. Okay.
那种正经到有点恶心的自我介绍就免了吧，又不是第一天认识了。
What the fuck is that?
名字，叫我林德就好。
All right. Holy shit. Let's see what we got in the storeroom. Scrolling down a little bit. So let me see. Let me lock the A12 real quick. Okay. Nice to have a collection. Okay, good. Now, oh wait, enhance it one level, and the rest, I think I can just mulch. So, no, hold on. There's some C75s here. Good. Although I don't really need it anymore because I have Hestia. Alright. Anything else I need to calibrate before I just full blast it? Where did this PPSH come from? What the fuck? Oh, I'm glad I didn't mulch that. Because I'm pretty sure you can't even get this outside of the squadron. I'll double check. I can't be getting rid of shit I can't get back. Okay. Let's get rid of these first. And don't need these. Okay. 234 weapons, which I don't need. Pretty good. Alright. Guess we'll keep going on this one. I can convert these, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. I might as well just convert them all. I mean, I'm not too worried about it. Although every is saved. Oh, another refund. Come on. Stop edging me like this. Lind, your fucking shit's more expensive than your goddamn candy. What the fuck? Holy shit. Wow. I'm actually really surprised. That took fucking 60. Alright then. I mean, it is what it is, I guess. Raise it to 5 real quick. Eight. The radio. All right. Ah, and there's another one. Look at that. I should do this too. Okay. Past events are done. Here. Do a combat exercise. Oh yeah, I also need to get Mekti's expansion key done.
来了。哦，
Oh,
我歇死了！哼，将404作为对手。
she's good. All right.
要补充点糖分吗？
All right. Well. Allow me to introduce myself. Damn, these are kind of shit pieces, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I have the doubles, but I want the triple, right? Or does she scale anything off HP? Probably not. Let me check. Nope. Strictly attack doll. Alright, well, I mean... Pretty good. Alright, well, let's throw some calibrations on it. I got the money. I'll do like soft calibrations for now, because I don't really care too much. Not too bad. Nice. Alright then. And now, her fortification. Give her one. V1R1. First of all, we need to get those in here, but let's see what she has first. She takes Klukai's stuff, that's funny. I think just giving more crit keys would work, no? I'll take that off. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. I've got enough keys. What's this? Oh man. Insane piece. You might as well grab it. What? Good. I should probably give Faye her key back. Where's the one that works with Mechty again? Selects one doll from the battlefield. Oh yeah, this is just for Leah students. That's... yeah. Alright, well. Cool. Where's Mechty?
一会儿要去练习新的格斗术，长官。
Where's that crit? I think it was down here. Yeah. Alright. Faye, grab your pistol. Enhance. Or not yet, hold on. Attachments. It's not another gun, I know. Yeah, I didn't think so. Alright, cool. And the attachments, let's give it the standard. It's got a compensator on it. It's got clean irons. I don't know why you would try to modify this thing. Like, why would you do that? Sight skin. Just clasp over the ejection port. Why would I do this to this gun? Alright. And I'll put it up to 55%. Cool. Alright. Very cool. Alright, GG's. Oh. Pretty good. Okay. Oh, that's right. Lynn's shotgun probably looks like fucking ugly shit.
要补充点糖分吗？
Ew. Oh. This flash hider seems a bit... You wanted to be loud and proud, no? Side skin looks cool. It's just a standard... Well, not really standard, but pretty boxy holographic. Would any other skin look proper on it? Unironically, this looks kind of cool. Got Lynn's thing. Oh. My mouse just died. Yeah, it's fine. We'll leave it as is. We should change the grip though. Okay. And I remember I saved some pieces for her here. Area specialization. Freeze boost. Where's the corrosion boost that I had in mind? I know I had some for her. Did someone take it? I'll find them later. I need to go shit. Alright, GG's. That was fun.